Hello. Hi. Happy Halloween. Hello, hello. Can you guys see me and hear me okay? Let me know. Hi. Let me pull up the comments. Hello. Happy Halloween, y'all. I know it doesn't even feel like Halloween, but happy Halloween. Hi. Let me see. I saw Debbie pop in here. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I saw Valerie's Fried became a member. Hello. Thank you. Loud and clear. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you. Hi. Did you guys miss me? You better have. Happy Halloween. I hope you guys have had a great week. I have. It's been busy as hell. There's a lot going on, but I didn't have any Halloween plans. Stop abusing us. Sorry, I have to sneeze. I don't know why every time. Oh, I think it's my incense. Hello. Welcome back. Welcome to my channel. Hello, new viewers and new subscribers. Hello, returning viewers, returning subscribers, the babelets, the friends, the haters. Heller. Hi. We're back with Kenzie Techs. I'm going to put up the chat on the screen. Make it bigger. There we go. We are still in March, so I'm hoping to finish March tonight. I hope it doesn't take too long. But at the same time, we're getting close to the crash. I know. Hey, Dana. Hey. I saw, hello, Debbie, Robert, Abuelita's Journey. Thank you for being here. Shout out to all of you guys supporting the channel. We got a lot going on this weekend. I plan to be live all weekend. So definitely make sure you please give the stream a like. Catch up on all the other cases I talk about. We are a true crime channel. We like to have fun. Please remain respectful in the chats. We are going over Mackenzie Shirilla texts. For those of you that are new, please definitely check out the playlist. There's, I think, over 49 Mackenzie videos on there. So we're basically getting to the end of it, but we're going to recap on a lot of stuff after the text messages, and we still have Rosie text messages to go through. So we'll probably continue Mackenzie for a little bit. I am going to start a new case tomorrow, so definitely make sure you have your notifications on. We're going to talk about quite a few things tomorrow. With that being said, let's get started. I won't yap too much today. Like I said, we left off, I think it was March 6th. Thanks for scooping. Do people still celebrate Halloween other than giving out candy? Like, what do you do? Because do you dress up? I mean, for those people who have kids, I understand. But for the most part, I mean, hey, Capo, I'm not into like dressing up. I'm into other people dressing up, but not for Halloween. Hey, Dina Hair. Hey, Tasha. Hello, allegedly. Okay, let's get started. Not at all. Thank you, Happy Michelle. Hello, First Liberties. Am I bad for not handing out candy? No, because I'm not either. So if at some point someone's pounding on the door and you guys hear it, please do not worry. I'm assuming that's what it is. I'm not handing out candy either. I guess that makes two of us, Alicia. And shout out to Alicia for the Cash App. I think you sent me one. I think it was you and somebody else. So thank you. I really appreciate that. We actually and eat snacks with wine. Yeah, the wine part I can do. I don't have that many candies. I'm not like a super big candy girl. I know that's weird, right? Because I am like a sweets girl, but not like a candy girl. I don't know. I do like, well, I take that back. I am a candy girl in moderation. Like I can only have so much of it, like I can't sit there and eat a whole pack of like Starburst or even like a Snickers bar. Like I like a Snickers bar, a good Snickers bar, but I can't eat the whole thing. It's just like too much for me. But I can drink a sweet coffee. So I don't know. I guess it's just to each their own. Anyways, I don't got any kids. I don't got any either. Who wants to give me some? Just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, for those of you who have kids, you're probably out trick-or-treating, so I hope you have fun. Please check the candy. I think I am one of those people. I don't know what it is, but I would probably check all the candy because you never know. Yeah, if I buy candy, Imma eat it, so no. I texted my mom and I was like, "She gets a lot of trick-or-treaters." She lives in a really nice neighborhood. They do, like, the fancy, big candy bars, and I'm like, "Oh." So I was like, "Can you save me some?" And she's like, "Really, Melly? Like, really? You want some?" And I'm like, "You didn't come." And I'm like, I have to read Kenzie text tonight. "Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Cassie, good to see you. Finally got the notification. Finally." Okay, let's get started. Finally, YouTube be messing. What's your costume? Myself? Boo. Are you scared? You should be. Hi, welcome in, everyone. Yes, thank you, Tasha. Giving out honey buns. Who want them honey buns or them Slim Jims? Okay, let's see. We left off on 3-6. What was happening? They were probably fighting. Let me go back a page, but please don't ever bring up cops again. That's not going to help. Oh, that's right. Yeah, she was being evil. Thank you, Alicia. You're so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you, babe lit. Sending the cash app. Anything does help, and I'm trying to convert to be full-time during the daytime, so that really does help. Thank you, babe lit. You can do Kitty on. Thank you, Debbie. You're the best. Thank you. I've missed you. I made time for you yesterday. I'm sure I got everything I need to get done so that I wouldn't. Oh, are you talking to me, Iman? You talking to me? That's so nice of you. Thank you. Yeah, I had to work all day and I'll tell you guys about it on another live, but I'm just like, I was exhausted. People be pissing me off. Is that what Kenzie is eating today? Honey buns? Thank you, Iman. You're so sweet. I'm glad you're here. Okay, enough of me. Let's see. Please don't bring up cops again. Oh, that's right. She was threatening with the police. Sorry it took that long. Then I thought to season the wings. Okay. Kenzie says at midnight, I think I'm going to puke. So this is my last game. I don't feel good. He said, what's wrong? He said, you probably need to eat. Dom says, you eat something light on your stomach. You done or another? And then he says, did you break the screen to my window? Kenzie says, WTF? Question mark, question mark. No. 4 question marks. More question marks. Dude, what's up with her and the question marks? More question marks. Dom says, why isn't it in the front lawn? Kenzie said, it was off when I went there. I thought that was from you climbing in the bathroom window. Dom says, I thought you climbed in the bathroom window that's by my room, not the main bathroom. Remember they were fighting and she went through and she's psycho. She went through the window. She says, no, the bathroom by the living room. Oh yeah, remember she was flipping him off and she did the picture. She says, see? He says, yeah, I didn't know the screen was already off. She says, why do you know? Are you outside? Okay, question mark. He said, because I went to the bathroom and the window was open a little. And then Kenzie said, I was so good at fort 4 years ago. And she sends a screenshot of her playing fort. She said, that's the world, I'm pretty sure. Because none of them are my friends. Wait, what? He says, you're number 3 in Fortnite for the world? She said, yeah, 4 hours ago. Oh, 4 years ago. He says, that's insane. She said, I was so effing good. I don't even know. She says, are you up? On 3-6 at 10:58 a.m. Dom says, yeah, I'm taking a shit. Kenzie said, fort. Dom says, I know. Wait, let me make sure I didn't skip one. She says, fort. And he says, I know. She says, I took him on a walk and he drove home in a Mercedes. She says, join. I don't know what that's about. She sends a bunch of question marks. He says, hold up. She says, I thought your phone died. He said it did. Kenzie says, I'm effing shadow banned on TikTok. She sends a bunch of question marks. Dom says, what the F for real? He says, my bad, was putting net on the basketball hoop. She said, I'm pissed. Why? Question mark, question mark. He said, why am I putting the net on? It's 70, sunny, and wanted to shoot before it got cold and windy. She says, I want to play fort. Dom says, give me a sec. She says, play. She said, what is happening? He said, couple more shots. I'm balling out. LOL. She said, I found this app. She sends a screenshot. I can't see what it is. She sends a screenshot, 2 screenshots. He says, what app is that? Dom says, add me on Snap. So he sends a link to Snap. They must have unadded each other when they were fighting. Okay, he's sending some Snap link. And then she sends something back to him, but I can't read it. It's too small. I think she's sending food links now. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh, now she's sending clothing links. So it jumps to later in the day in the afternoon. So they're just sending each other links. He says, just got to Jared. What's up? She's sending Nike shoes. Yeah, so it's just more links. Dude, what the hell? Now she's sending bikinis. She's so annoying. She says, I really want that bikini too. I might not get the dress because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't want to wear long sleeve in Florida. Dom says, what, babe? She says, why are you not answering at 5:55 p.m.? Question mark. She says, sus. Dom says, I'm in the middle of a convo. Kenzie said, I wasn't sussed out until that phone call, by the way. Dom says, I wasn't trying to be on the phone. We talking about shit. She sends 3 question marks. Dom says, I'm still trying to find what to eat. Maybe just get that hot chicken or Johnny J's. She says, okay, fort. And then she sends him a long text message. She's wanting to do like some modeling gig or something because she sends him like a text of what she's going to say. Hey, Jamie. I don't know what she would have done if she got away with this. Oh, thank you. Nemo sign. Did I say that right? I appreciate hearing these messages. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. Thanks. Happy Halloween, Shug. Oh, yes, of course. Hey, young Black economist. Good to see you. Happy Halloween. If he did get away with it, that would have fueled something in her that is even worse. Yeah. Okay. She says, hi, my name is Mackenzie Shirilla, and I'm a content creator / model. Most of my contact is me opening packages. I think she meant content, but she said contact. Is me opening packages or styling outfits. I've seen your brand on Instagram and TikTok, and your clothes are my style. I would love to create content to promote your business. Petite girls want to see petite girls represented. If you give me that chance, I'll show you why I deserve it. My TikTok is at Baby Kush. I have 8,132 followers. Most of them are pretty active and comment on most of my videos. I'm going to add a photo of my engagement so you could see. My followers are 78.5 female and 21.5% male. I'm very close with my followers and they know I'm very trustworthy, which why I think I'm a good candidate for this partnership. My Instagram is Kenzie Shirilla. I have 2,056 followers. My followers range from 18 to 34 with 57.7% women and 47.2 male. Some other brands I collaborated or partner with is Busties. I don't know what that is. And then she says, question mark, like she's sending it to Dom so Dom can tell her like, yeah, that's good or whatever. And Dom says, that's good. You have everything laid out for them so they don't have to ask you for anything. Oh, if you guys see smoke, don't mind it. It's the shit I have in my background. I think Hossein was like, "Are you on fire? How tall is she?" I don't know. Oh, okay, thank you. Nemo Sin Me? Nemo Sin Me. Did I say that right? Nemo Sin. What a joke. I know. She really thinks she's like a model and shit. She's one of those influencers that has 50 followers and demands brand trips. Dude. No. She says, okay, bet. Dom says, I'll get on for it in a sec. I might have to go get food right now, though. She said, I wanted to make sure it's good. Dom says, I think it's good. I'll read it again in a little and let you know if I think of anything you could add or if I think it could be better. He says, but that's right now, that's definitely solid. You want to pick me and take me? She said, yeah, sure. He says, let me know when you're here. He said, it closes at 9, so let's try and be quick. She says, here. I think they start playing a game. Then she sends a screenshot the next morning. Oh, she sends a screenshot of like a Snapchat message, I think, at 8:54 the next morning. She says, what the F? Dom said, who is that? Kenzie says, I'm so mad right now. The person that was doing my effing math. Dom says, why can't they do it? I thought they said it was easy. Kenzie says, I don't even know. They did. I'm so pissed. Dom says, yeah, I don't even know. At least it slowly keeps getting done for free. Kenzie says, LOL. Dom says, right though? LOL. Kenzie says, I'm mad. Dom says, how much of it is done? She says, I don't even know. She sends a screenshot. He said, not bad. That's like 30% done. Almost. She said, post about math. Dom said, no one I know is going to be able to take it in person. Do you know a good graphic designer? She says, my dad. He said, Dom says, is he going to have time? Kenzie said, he has like Emmy Awards for that. Yeah, he would make time for you. I don't know what that means. Dom says, I was thinking more like some Instagram person I can pay. Kenzie says, what do you want? Dom says, him to edit cartoon characters. Kenzie said, he can do that. Can you please buy me those shoes before they sell out? Like, I will even pay for them at this point. Yeah, Kenzie, pay for your own shit. Seriously, she bugs me so much. She really believes she's a goddess of trophy. I know. I'm like, wow. I feel like my spam inbox and X filled with messages that sound just like this. Girl, they get crazy. Mackenzie thought she was a Kardashian with the Skims, remember? That's funny. She says, can you buy me the shoes before they sell out? I will even pay for them at this point. Dom says, I said I'd buy them. The Nikes? She says, yes, you keep saying you're going to buy them, but you're not buying them. So they're going to sell out. They're already missing hella sizes. Like, I need them, but they're going to take a while to come in. Dom says, you have to buy them and then I'll give you the cash. Or you got to go deposit the cash. Kenzie says, I don't have any effing money or a car on my car down. What are you not getting about this? Oh, typo. I think she meant on her card. What are you not getting about this? He says, chill with the effing. I'm offering to buy shoes. Dom says, I just said you have to deposit the cash then. Kenzie says, do you want to just do that today? Then I'll let you have my card. Dude, Kenzie, you're so fucking lazy. You can't even just go to the bank. He's offering to pay for them. I would just be like, dude, give me all the money. I'll go deposit it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, can she shut the freak up? If I got that message, I would ignore it. If I got that message, I would block it. What did she bring to this relationship? Absolutely nothing except murdering him. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Tasha. If I can get, is that how you get paid? Dude, I don't even know. But remember the whole feet thing from the last live? We're not going to go there right now. But remember she was selling her feet? Anyways, She says, "Do you wanna just do that today? Then I'll let you have my card." She says, "I have school." Oh, because she has school that she doesn't even care about. She's failing. Dom says, "That ATM didn't work last time. Not trying to have my money ate like your mom. You're gonna have to go in and deposit it." She says, "F." Okay. Dom says, "The gym is silent and AF, and there's hella people in here, so it's pretty awkward being on FaceTime." Kenzie says, "I would rather you tell me that you wanna hang up instead of having a conversation like that. You just made that awkward, not me." Dom says, "I was just trying to be quiet." Kenzie said, "Dry and quiet, very different things." You were both. Dom says, "Okay, next time I'll just text you." Then she says, "Wanna go to the aquarium? Take hella edibles and go to the aquarium?" He says, "When?" She says, "Today, after school." He says, "Yeah, let me see what all I gotta do." She says, "Let me know, I wanna go." "Or we can go to the market." He says, "That might be better, I need groceries. I need protein powder, bad." She said, "Just got called down again." Dom said, "For what?" She said, "To Polaris." He said, "What are they doing?" She says, "They're really trying to get me out of here. Should I just drop out of the shitty school?" Kenzie, they're probably really trying to get you out of there because you are failing and then you're always on your phone and you come in there smelling like roaches that have been in a jar for a month. And so I don't think they appreciate that at the school, the learning facility. Like, can you smoke in your room? Mackenzie was a horrible person and even a worse girlfriend. She was using it as a school. Yeah, she didn't even care about school. She's dumb. Not the feet. Yeah, the feet. You were ready for it tonight. Okay, she says, "They're really trying to get me out of here. Should I just drop out of this shitty school? Literally, what the FUCK?" Dom says, "Just got out of the shower, just got to brush my teeth and get dressed." She says, "I'm ready" at 1:46 PM. She says, "How long?" He says, "I don't know how long, just blow drying my hair a little real quick." She says, "Time?" She says, "Do you remember what I wore last time I went to the market? Because I'm wearing a tracksuit and I don't want to wear the same thing I wore before." She says, "Never mind. I know what I wore. Just try to hurry up because I'm trying to go. I don't want to just keep sitting here staring at my book." Oh, she said, "Typo, my bong." Yeah, you do, Kenzie. You want to sit there and stare at it. Um, you know what? She really thinks she is Kim Kardashian. She's like, "I don't want to wear the same tracksuit." She was Yeah, okay. She's smart enough to be coercive, so she reverts to repeatedly berating Dom and blame him for how he's abused and mockery of it. Yeah, I know. She ain't staring at any books. Marvin's like, "Yeah, Melly, dude, I didn't do the typo. She did. She put books, but she meant bong." I think we all should have assumed that at this point, right? Like books. Yeah, right. Dom says, I got you. I'll hurry." She says, "Bring the edibles." Oh, wait, she says, "Bring food and edibles." She says, "Good." I don't know. She doesn't know how to text. She says, "Or should I just hit my bong?" I literally haven't hit it in days. 3 days. 4 days. 4 question marks. Dude, I don't believe that. She's lying. She's a habitual liar. I don't believe that for 1 second, you guys. Do you? She's not been sober for 4 days. Maybe. Hey, Nuggies. Hey, Lorianne. Yeah, happy Halloween, guys. Thanks for being here reading these texts. Just check the candy if you went trick-or-treating, okay? Because people are sick. Anyways, let's continue. He says, RS I have RSO there for you, and I was gonna bring stuff so we can make some later if you want." I think that was a typo because I don't know what that is. She said, "What is that? RSO?" She says, "RSO don't get me high." Is that like Resin or short for something? I don't know. What does that mean? She says, RSO don't get me high. It's gross too. Dom says, take more of it. You barely took any. She says, let me know when you're here, I guess. Let me know when you're just going to stop talking on the phone. That's weird. Oh, so it went from, oh, it's the same time. He says, what? Question mark. She says, you just stopped talking. Dom says, maybe it's connected to my car. Kenzie said, so I hung up the phone. Dom says, because I started it and ran back in real quick. Food getting cooked, they said a couple of minutes. Kenzie says, okay. Do they have a good water? Dom says, nah, just comes out of the pop machine. We should figure out best water brand to buy. And then Kenzie sends a phone number. And then she's sending more bikini links. Now she's sending more Nikes. She said, it's $88 with shipping. Dom said, the Nikes? No free? She said, no, the bikini. He said, oh, so they don't have free shipping either? She said, no, it's $16. Is that okay? Or should I get that bikini? Or should I not get that bikini, but I really like it? He said, no, you can get it. See how good he is to her? It really pisses me off. Wait, really, Shasta? Shasta said, I always check the candy. I always thought check the candy was stupid. I found a random pill in my 4-year-old bucket. My 4-year-old's bucket. People are sick. Oh my gosh. That's why I said check your candy. That's terrifying. Dom excelled in school. He was smart. I don't know why he did not push her harder for education. Dude, there's no way. Her brain is like tiny. I don't think she can handle that. It gets you super high. What does? Oh, the RSO. Oh, oh my God, you guys are so smart. This is why I love you guys. It's Rick Simpson oil. It's more potent. Dude, that's crazy. The money on the rugs had her obsessed and addicted to Dom. I didn't know what that was. Her brain is fried. Okay. This is for educational purposes, learning, education purposes of like, remember psychology, how not to date a toxic, horrifying person. And then two, rugs. So you know what not to take on the streets when a stranger offers you these things. See, now you know what it is. Thanks to us reading these text messages. She says, or should I not get that bikini because I really like it? Dom says, no, you can get it. And then she sends a screenshot of Instagram. She says, I love you, babe. And she emphasizes an image. He sends an address. She says, question mark, I'm hungry at 8:48 p.m. There's no food here that I feel good eating. And you probably were thinking about Hannah. That's why you didn't want to tell me. Okay, wait, let's go back. She says, there's no food here that I feel good eating. That was at 8:48 p.m. And then she says, literally at 8:48 p.m. And you probably were thinking about Hannah. That's why you didn't want to tell me. So he must have called her. He says, come over. I'm making pesto. It's really good. Trust me. Wait, where did that Hannah comment come from? She says, okay, coming. She says, on the way. Okay, weird. She says, what's your email? He sends his email. She says, I'm sending tracking to your email. He says, bet. She says, don't forget hot cocoa. He said, remind me again in a little. It's already 10:32 p.m. She says, never mind. My mom is in bed. Never mind. I might fall asleep. Don't forget. Dom says, is she going to make it? Kenzie said, yes. Text her back when you're on the way back. Dom said, bet. He says, so now it's 11:12 p.m. Dude, this crackhead looking ass couple was holding up the kind so hard. She says, send that video of my car. Now it's the next morning, 3 a.m., 10:13 a.m. He sends a video of the car. She says, "Wanna go on vacay? I'm suspended for 5 days." Like, WTF? Dom says, "If we can plan a cheap one, yes. Florida is in 1 month." She says, "Wanna just drive somewhere for the day?" He said, "North Carolina or South Carolina could be a move." She says, "I'm down to just drive." Dom says, "Warm ass weather, we can skate and just eat good seafood and stuff." She says, "We could even sleep in the car type shit in the parking lot. Would be so fun. Away from you, my mom Away from you, my mom is just saying bring a GUN, LOL." Dom says, "I wouldn't do that. I'd rather stay in a hotel." He says, "I can't legally have GUNS on me right now." Kenzie says, "I know, but if we're going to sleep in the parking lot, it would just be safe to have one. I'm so down to go to the Carolinas. We can go to the boardwalk." He says, "True, let's just not sleep in the parking lot." She says, "Wow, that sounds so fun." She says, "Why?" He says, "Boardwalk might be like a 15-hour drive." She says, "Oh, damn." He says, "Because I can't bring a GUN." He said, "Let's discuss today." She says, "I'm about to go home." Dom said, "I'm going to go hit a workout real quick." She says, "Babe." She says, "Wait, which Carolina, North or South?" He says, "North is probably better. We could go to Virginia Beach." Kenzie said, "Are you sure?" She says, "Oh, I'm down for anything. I've never been to any of those places." Dom said, "That's more for the views. That might be dope right now. Their beaches look dope. Look it up." Kenzie said, "Virginia Beaches? Virginia Beach has a boardwalk." "Wait, so let me know what location you pick. I honestly really don't care. I just want to leave Ohio." And then she sent some TikTok links. Wait, what did she get suspended for? I'm wondering if it was grades. An $80 bikini dude is 2 pieces of material with a string. Yeah, no. I'm like, I buy, yeah, because I go through them. So I'm like, why am I going to spend hella money on them? She wants to be rewarded for getting suspended for 5 days. I know. It's not good. Maybe attendance. Or probably because she brings weed on the campus. You know what I mean? This is so controlling. Yeah, it is. She sends a screenshot. She says, "You might have to fight this kid since he wants to body shame me for no effing reason." Dom said, "Who is that?" She said, "Jacob. Jacob P." Dom says, I'm about to be on the way home." Kenzie said, a picture of the guy. Dom said, "Is he from Strongsville?" Kenzie said, "Yes. My grade. He's 18." Dom said, "Okay, one sec." Dom said, "I found his address." Kenzie said, "Bet. Should I just comment it?" Dom said, "When everyone is out of school, we'll pass to see if it's their house." "No, don't say anything." Kenzie said, "Okay, bet." She said, "Comment is deleted." Dom said, "Who deleted it?" "Went outside because my phone was out here." She says, "I want to smoke." "How much oil?" He said, "Just double what you did last time." She says, "Did you find a move?" He said, "No, I'm just about to run plays, if I have any." He says, "Pretty salty though, for real. Just did nothing for like 2 hours just to not be able to hoop." Kenzie says, "What do you mean you did nothing?" "It's hanging out with me is doing nothing." "Thank you. That's so nice." "Then go to your cells if hanging out with me is doing nothing." Dom said, "Nah, more the driving, just the oil change, and then having to run all the way back that way again. That was like an hour." Kenzie said, "Okay," with a ton of question marks. "If that's a big deal, then don't hang out with me. I don't know why you're trying to make this my fault." She said, "The RSO don't get me high." Dom says, "How long has it been since you took it?" She said, "I didn't take any. I don't want to take it for no reason." Dom says, "We can make edibles when I'm back." She said, "I don't want that." He said, "We can just make weed coconut oil and put it in smoothies." She said, "Is that coconut oil good?" He said, "You can check. Coconut oil is the best oil you can get." She says, Where are you at now?" "I want to smoke." He says, "Lakewood." She said, "Oh." He says, "I'll be back in a bit. I don't have that much shit to do." She says, "Want a sip?" "Okay, dude. Are you all right, Kenzie? Like, you got suspended and now you think you got a wild out? Like, You're fine. You're in high school. Like, you don't do shit anyways. Hey, Daniel. I would be sick to death if I had to tell dude, I wouldn't even have gone home. Like, if I got suspended, when I did get suspended, I didn't even go home. I think one time I might have gone with my sister or with, like, my best friend. I was like, "I'm scared. I'm not going home." Everyone would turn their backs on her in order for her to even get close. I know. Yeah, no, dude, my dad would be pissed. Well, sure, couldn't it be due to her sunny right? Don't forget Dom was a dropout too, even though I see him very intelligent and sound-minded. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that very much. So I think Dom is very smart. If he wouldn't have gotten caught up with all the rugs and like the whole trying to get into the music thing, which I support, but like I wish he would have maybe not dated and met Kenzie, clearly. He says, I'll be back in a bit. I don't have that much shit to do. She said, want a sip tonight since I have no school? Dom says, I don't have any. I'll hit dude. Kenzie said, my video is blowing up. Dom said, what video? She said, my TikTok. People mad. Dom said, yeah, which TikTok video? She sends a link. And she sends a bunch of screenshots and links. He said, how many views? She said, 4K. He said, it's a good video. She said, they hating on me. He said, why? What you want for dinner? She said, PFP. PFP. Why am I spacing what that stands for? So I was like trying to think. I'm like, profile pic? PFP? Not phone calls from prison. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. She said something good. He says, I don't know what we can grab and make quick, maybe just some steaks or something. She said, my mom made some sort of chicken thing, but I don't want it. He says, what is it? She sends a picture of it, of the food. She said, question mark, question mark. He says, I don't know what that is. Okay. So then she says, so what's the plan tonight? He says, if you want a steak, we can make those. I don't want to buy fillets though. I want to try something else so what I usually do doesn't get old. Kenzie said, let me know. What do you want to do? She sends a bunch of question marks. He says, driving with big whoa woke wote. Is that a typo? Driving with big WOTK. She says, okay, I guess. She says, you're home, babe. He says, just got back. Hey, TS. Oh, profile picture? Oh, so I was right. I guess I'm wondering where that additional P comes from. Profile. Oh, I see. Okay. I don't know what she meant. 4K. Did she mean PF Chang's? I'm dead. Happy Halloween, wifey mommy. Okay, let me get a drink. Hey Tia Babelet. Good to see you, love. Okay. Thanks for being here. Happy Halloween, everyone. She says, you're home, babe. He says, just got back. She says, you're at your house. He says, so steaks. She said, I don't know. My stomach feel weird. I don't know if I can fully do that right now. I guess so. We could just do that. He says, should we do pesto again then? She said, low key, maybe. I would be down. She says, answer. He said, let me call Angelo. I want to feed him too. Wow, he's being nice to Angelo. She says, are you making it? 4 question marks. He said, pesto. It's 8:46 p.m. He said, pesto's already made. I can make it in a second. I might go get steaks. What should we make it with? She says, I don't know. I'm not that hungry. My stomach hurts. He says, well, do you want Well, what do you want? I need a lot more protein tonight, but I can make something small for you if you want. I can just make you a little bit of pesto if you want. She said, maybe can I have a bite of your steak? She says, I don't want a full steak. He says, okay, that works. He said, I'm gonna go get them with Angelo. She said, my stomach hurts because I ate my mom's pasta. Just a bite. It was not good, and now she wants me to eat the chicken. She says, not funny. He says, let me look up what kind of chicken it is. She sends a picture of it. I can't really see it though. She said it looks good. Dom says it's super simple. You might F with that. I'd try it. I have used all of the seasonings it said that's in it. She said, how long till you're home? She said, pick me up. He said, I will in a sec. Angelo was able to come with me, but he wants to pick up Toph. I'll come in a sec. She said, okay, come. He said, bet. It's 9:07 PM. She says that the god of repeating problems. Oh gosh, here we go. It's 10:30. Oh, it's the next day. 10:30 AM. She said the god of repeating problems. If you're in a bad mood and you're going to be weird and start being weird to me, let me know so I can go home instead of just being weird as fuck. Sorry, I have to fix my chair. And she says, good reply. He said, I would be answering within the second if I was you. He's probably sleeping, dude. Chill out. She says, when I tell you I don't like how you're acting, you do not say, all right. You're supposed to fix how you're acting, not cause a bigger problem. Is her TikTok stuff? I don't think so. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it was profile pic. Okay. Please go on forever. Mm, okay, so she says, when I tell you I don't like how you I would be answering within the second if I was you. When I tell you I don't like how you're acting, you do not say all right. You're supposed to fix how you're acting, not cause a bigger problem. He says, I wasn't in a bad mood or being weird. You see what I'm doing? I got a lot on my hands. He said, don't do this right now, like for real. She says, I don't like how you're acting and you're still giving me attitude. Maybe you should stop doing this right now if you didn't want this to happen. Why are you still giving me attitude? Like, why are you still not trying to fix this or reassure me that you weren't giving attitude? You're just telling me to push it away like you always do, which again is a repeated pattern. Would you apologize for it and said you weren't going to do and you just did? Dom says, I wasn't giving you attitude. You're giving attitude. Kendi says, why are you turning this on me when I'm telling you I don't like how you're talking to me? I'm not giving you any attitude. I'm telling you I don't like how you're acting. That's not giving attitude. Dom says, I seriously wouldn't turn this into an argument because it could get bad really fast. Kenzie says, so I would fix this before it's too late because it's already about to be too late. You already proven yourself otherwise. I would also stop being dry. He said, Kenzie, I wasn't giving you attitude. I'm busy AF and I'm trying to do my shit. And I'm not going to text argue you because you thought I gave you attitude. I don't give attitude at all. When would I give attitude? So stop trying to fight when I got a lot on my hands. Kenzie says, I'm not trying to fight. That's why I went home. Dom says, okay, good. Sorry you thought I was giving you attitude. He says, one sec. She says, do you want to go to the crystal shop, then the aquarium at 1:43 p.m.? She says, okay. What the F? He says, yeah, we can. She says, do I have to pull up on you or something? Like, what the F are you doing? Like, you better send this message back in like 4 seconds. He said, phone was dead. And I was sending hella photos to people. She said, yeah, I'm honestly not believing that. Your phone was not dead for over 15 minutes. She says, as soon as it dies, you rush to plug it in. So why are you lying? WTF. He says, yeah, I plugged it in. Then I started sending hella photos. Kenzie said, let's just not, since you want to be mean. Like, why are you being mean for no reason? I asked you earlier if you wanted to go to the aquarium and you said yes. She says, no answer? Question mark. Dom says, I thought you called me after that. He says, I'm out of the shower and I will be ready soon if you want to go. She sends an address. Then she sends pictures of the aquarium. She says, I'm ready. He says, bet. Let me hurry and get ready. She says, bring hella edibles. He says, you're going to have to see what you want to take. She says, when are you coming? Like, we're only going to be there for an hour type shit. So, like, we really need to hurry up before one. Like, if we want to. Before what? Before or. Like, if we want to go, we're going to need to go now because it's about to close at 5. She says, WTF. He said, whose car? I'll be ready in 10. He said, I have to ask my mom if I'm driving. Kenzie said, my mom's car. Dom said, okay, bet. She says, are you ready? She says, are you ready? He says, yeah, pull into my mom's. I'm about to run over and grab a car battery. She says, bring out my 𝐍𝐈𝐴𝐽𝐴 hat if you know where it is. Dom says, I don't know for real. I'm already next door too. She said, isn't it there? Pulling in. He said, it probably is. She says, I'm here. She says, come. Okay. And then that was at 3:06. And then it jumps to 7:02. Is Renee here? Did I see Renee pop in or not? Thank you, Renee. I just got your cash app. My phone was blowing up like Kenzie was texting me. That is so very nice of you, Renee. That's wow. Thank you for that. Renee just sent me a very gracious cash app. Thank you. Thank you. Did I see Renee pop in here? I didn't see her. A viewer in the bushes. Hey, Laura. That was very sweet. Thank you. I won't say any more because I don't want to disrespect or give any information. Love this so much. Yeah, it was such a nice cash app. Oh, Alicia said 5 for my nuggie. Oh, Renee said 4 Modelos and documents. Thank you. Hi, I am here. Gypsy girl. Oh, I'm sorry. She is precious. Thank you. Angela was the one with the charges for messing with the minor on the couch. The wedge was already there, unfortunately. Really? I thought it was Toph. I thought Toph was the one that had like issues going on. It was Angelo too. Oh, okay. Just, I'm sorry. I didn't know with the names. Thank you, Babelet. You're so amazing. Love you, Melly. Hate you, Kenzie. I'm gonna make that into like merch. That's awesome. You already broke my heart, Melly. Why? Why did I break your heart? How far away from we're only a couple months, you guys. It's not a trend, says Tia. Thank you, Gypsy Girl. That's really kind of you. You just contributed to the next set of documents that I get. On the prison call, Mackenzie talks about it. Oh, okay. We're gonna listen to some prison calls this weekend. She says, are you home at 7:02 p.m.? She said, there's a movie on Netflix I want to watch. Dom says, yeah, I have to dip a sec though. I'm down to watch when I get back. Kenzie said, when are you coming back? He said, I don't know, waiting for dude to tell me to leave. I'm going to now, hopefully just an hour. Kenzie says, KK, and it's 7:26 p.m. on the 9th. Dom says, I'm home. She said, sideways emoji. He said, what's the plan? He said, want to go to Crystal store today? That's the next day at 10:32 a.m. She says, yes. He says, bet. Let me see when the cleaning lady is coming and I'll let you know when I'm free to go. Kenzie says, okay, I'm going to shower. Then she says, question mark, question mark. Kenzie says, look what I just found on Depop. She's sending a bunch of like clothes links. More clothes links. He says, Dom says, I'm about to get ready. Then you want to go to Crystal store? She said, yes, I'm ready too. She said, bruh. She questions him or questions the message, bruh. She says, okay. So it literally went from like 10 in the morning and she starts flipping the hell out. Yeah, 11:51 a.m. Then she says, bruh. She says, yeah, we're about to go on a break. So I'll give you 5 minutes to fix this. Clearly, you're not learning. And I know you didn't just make me get effing ready to not go. So I will give you 5 minutes and my timer is starting now. It ain't. Oh, thank you, Angie. Thank you for the sipper. The sipper, not the sipper sticker. The super sticker. Oh, geez. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate it. Hey, beautiful Brit. Sometimes the cops actually view it as an accident. Wait, I'm trying to go back. View what as an accident? Issues. I don't know. I guess he could have charged as a misdemeanor. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you guys are talking about. Somebody in the group wrote a comment on the same page, and Mackenzie's mom reads it to Mackenzie. Oh, I see. Okay. Love you, Melly, on the front. Hate you, Kenzie, on the back. I know we love that. We love that gypsy girl. Melly with the sip. Okay, she says the timer starts now. He says, Kenzie, you call me and give me attitude and disrespect me first. I just gave it to you back. All I did is correct you in the same tone of voice you were talking to me. Kenzie says, you have 2 minutes left. Dom says, you can fix it. You know what you did. Stop pretending you didn't do anything. Kenzie says, yeah, I'm debating on what I should do because you just broke the pattern and broke your apology. Because I'm pretty sure, like just yesterday, I told you to de escalate the situation, even though it was already de escalated and you were the one being mean. So I'm going to give you one last chance to fix this, or I'm going to have to block you and end the relationship. Dom says, Kenzie, you called me being disrespectful. End the relationship then. Please. I wish he would have just really ended it then. She said, this is not threatening to end the relationship. I'm telling you, you are not proving yourself to be better. You're just proving yourself to be worse. Dom says, you aren't either. Kenzie said, I'm not going to be with someone who can't get better. Dom said, you called me on some BS. Me neither, Kenzie. Kenzie says, I have been a lot better actually. And I know I don't need you to gaslight me and tell me I'm not. Um, who said you were being better? Because I don't see it. Kenzie says, I'm going to give you one last effing chance. You're going to apologize to me right now. It's sad that I even have to tell you that's what you're going to do. And then you're going to come pick me up and we're going to go to the crystal store. Dom says, Kenzie, you have been better, but you called me on some bullshit and then expect me not to give bullshit back. Kenzie said, this is how it's going to go. Dom says, you can apologize first. Kenzie says, and if it doesn't go this way, then there's no effing relationship and I will plan Florida with another friend. I'm going to give you one more effing chance. You would be dumb not to take this chance. Dom says, you gave me disrespect first, so you apologize first, then I'll apologize. I'll need all my bread back from it. Wow. Kenzie said, so is that a no? Is that a no that you're not going to be better? I don't know why it always has to be something that I do first when it's literally always you first. You always ignore my calls and then get mad when I'm not mad when I'm mad that you ignored me. Dom emphasizes the apology message he sent. She says, if you can answer your effing little cells and you can answer me on time. I really wouldn't want to have to come to your house again. That message right there is like scary. Like her showing up and doing all this stuff is just like she's needy. Yeah. Like a good thing Kenzie didn't come show up at my door because like I would freak out. Like, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't like people like her. No, people like her can't change. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think she can though. He always has more confidence. She needs like mental help. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I so pray that she gets that while she's incarcerated. But who knows? Probably not because she's in there doing rugs, I guess, from what you guys tell me. He always has more confidence after he has been with his brother. Yeah, things start to get oh, I love you, Hector. Happy Halloween. I hope you were able to go trick or treating with little one. Hector's my favorite. The crystal store where yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Hector. The crystal store where I cast spells on you. Because that's what she did. That's what she did. She says, I really wouldn't want to have to come to your house again. She loves the message she just sent. He says, Kenzie, I didn't have my phone in my pocket because I was running downstairs for underwear and I didn't have pants on. So how would I keep my phone on me? And again, it was like 1 minute. Kenzie said, it doesn't matter. Your communication skills fucking suck. Literally, you have the worst communication skills I think I've ever seen somebody have. So you're going to come get me. And in my 5 minute timer runs out, you haven't came to get me yet. I will be pulling up in there and there will actually be serious problems if I have to do that. So pick your poison. Dom says, why are you threatening me? Why don't you just say sorry for being disrespectful on the phone? And then I'll say sorry for being disrespectful back. Kenzie says, you have 3 minutes. Dom says, and I can't drive my car still. I'm gonna have to ask my mom for hers. Nah, I'm not doing that BS. You can apologize and I'll apologize. I'm gonna brush my teeth and ask if I can use her car. And then he sends an audio message. She said, your time is up. You're coming, right? He says, say sorry for threatening me and I'll come. She says, I will not be apologizing for anything. I don't want to apologize to people who gaslight. So you're going to come right now or there's going to be a problem. I don't know why you're so effing stubborn. She says, you're going to come now. Dom sends a screenshot and he says, I don't do that. And you're being stubborn by not apologizing. You were disrespectful first. She says, okay, do I have to pull? Like, do I have to pull up? Because I can come right now. Question mark. Since you want to be like that, I can come right now. Question mark. Question mark. More question marks. He says, see, you're threatening me again. She says, or you can come right now like you're supposed to. She sends that 2 times. She says, okay, I'm on the way. He says, I said no threats. Not entertaining disrespect and threats anymore. That's been known. Don't come F up my house again or try and tase me. Like for real, that shit is not it. She tried to tase Dom. Did we miss? Maybe they didn't cover that or did I miss it? Melly, your love is here. My love, Hector, the prison guard. If you're not following him, go follow. He's a great channel. Home environment and structure definitely play a factor. Absolutely. She will probably leave worse than when she came in for prison. Doesn't fix these problems. Yeah, I know. Hey, Skeet, it's Caters. I can honestly believe it. Ironic, she only has a ride when she's starting to slash his tires or windows. He's a dumb butt for buying her a teaser. Yeah, I know. Dom says, don't come F up my house again or try and tase me like that. For shit, for real, that shit is not lit. She says, okay, on the way. He sends an emoji. She says, when I get there, you're going to apologize. Actually, you're gonna get in the car when I get there. He says, you will apologize for being disrespectful first. Then I will apologize. And Kenzie said, see, that's why it's not effing happening at all because I apologize first every time because you're an immature little F and I'm here. So get in the effing car. Do you have 5 effing seconds to come outside and get in the car? I couldn't do it. I couldn't deal with someone talking to me like this if I was in a relationship with them. I have before, but this is crazy. Dom says, like, you didn't even say you were gonna apologize at all. She says 5, 4, 3, 2. Dom says, why am I coming out? She says, we're going to the crystal store right now. Get in the effing car. I really wouldn't want to have to come inside. That would be bad. Really bad. If I was you, I would get in the car. Dom says, okay, I'll come and I'll say I'm sorry, but you have to too. No, Dom, no. Why do you keep giving in to her? Why? Thank you, Laura. She won't be talking this shit in the joint. She treats him like a hard boiled egg, dude. She says, if I was you, I would get in the car. She sends that 3 times. She said, dead ass, you have 2 minutes to come out or I'm coming in. He says, let me grab my money at least. Jeez. She said, if it hits the 1 o'clock, I'm coming in. She said, 1 minute. She says, I'm coming in. Am I coming in right now? Okay. And that was at 1 o'clock p.m. Holy shit. And then she types, so then it jumps to like 10 o'clock at night. And she types this long ass message. Are you guys ready for it? This is like an essay. Do you guys see this? His frontal cortex is not fully grown. No, it's not. It's really not. Dude, this is like, I'm about to read a whole ass essay to you guys. I've been reading 30 pages of text messages. This one's a big one. It looks long. Okay, let's get started on it. So it went from earlier in the daytime to this. So they must have fought. Something must have happened. Oh, thank you. Laura sent me a Cash App. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Jules. Y'all are kicking ass with the Cash Apps. I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, everyone sub up to Hector. I'm always over there. Hello, meow meow, Cat Randall. Oh yeah, of course. Thanks for being here, young Black economist. Okay, let's get started on this long ass message. Here we go. So they must have gone in a fight and shit must have gone down. Threats and all of that stuff. She says, if you loved me, you would have gotten in the car and had the conversation with me. If you loved me, you would have answered the phone and been like, sorry, babe, I didn't realize. If you loved me, you would have chased after me when I pulled out of the driveway. If you loved me, you would have let me in your house to have a conversation in there. If you loved me, you wouldn't record me at my most vulnerable. If you loved me, you wouldn't have laughed in my face when I was telling you how I felt. If you loved me, you would have given the effort to change. You have to love me enough to change for me. You wouldn't talk to somebody you love like this, especially after all you've done to me. I'm vomiting. That's not part of it. That's me saying it. But like literally, what? I'm screaming. I know you guys are screaming too. She says, you wouldn't talk to somebody you love like this, especially after all you, what? Oh, yeah, especially after all you've done to me. The bad outweighs the good. Even though we have really good days, we have more really bad days. It's really sad because yesterday I thought we were changing for the good, and I had a really good time with you yesterday. All you had to do was answer the phone and say, I'm sorry, babe. I didn't realize you were calling. But instead, you escalate the situation. You care more about yourself than me. You would rather hide behind your mother and brother than face your problems. You can't push your problems to the side forever because it's just going to keep building up. You can't say I haven't changed because I've been trying so effing hard to make this relationship better, but it's really hard when you treat me like shit almost every day and always ignore me or give me excuses of why you couldn't answer the phone. It's an everyday thing and it's not healthy. I shouldn't have to give you 1 million chances to fix the problems. You should want to fix this problem to grow together and be together. Sorry if you guys can hear, there's loud ass people outside for like Halloween. She says, "It feels like you're the only one keeping me around because I know too much. And honestly, the fact that you recorded me during my most vulnerable moment was a stab in my effing heart. I never thought you would do that again to me. You haven't done that since freshman year. That shit effing hurt. I don't think you've ever chased after me to stop me from leaving. You always let me leave. You never tried super hard to keep me happy or reassure me that I'm the only one. I'm telling you how I feel, hopefully to change for the better. If not, so you can laugh in my face not so you can laugh in my face and make fun of me. I don't know why you don't listen when I tell you it's your last chance because I'm serious when I say that you only care when it's too late and you've realized what you're missing out on. You wouldn't be where you are today without me. And the fact that you just treat me like this is so effing heartbreaking. What's even more sad is you're probably going to only read half of this and ignore the rest and only reply to like one thing about this. You just don't care about me and hold on to me because of the times we've had. There's no love in this relationship, at least from your side. I'm even thinking about all the times you let me go to sleep upset with you or sad. You just don't care enough. As much as I want this to work, the recording of me and laughing at me while I was at my lowest is one of the effing worst things a human that's supposed to be your best friend and your soulmate can do. I didn't think you could break my heart again after you cheated on me, but I guess today happened and you proved yourself wrong because I haven't felt this way since you did that to me. What also hurts is the fact that you're texting me asking me if you should move on. Are you seriously thinking about meeting new people already? That just proves that this relationship was nothing to you and you were just keeping me as an investment instead of a lover or a partner. I just don't understand how someone can be with someone for 3 years and just not want to try anymore or change. Like, do you truly want to be with me? Did you even want this relationship to work? No, she didn't just do that. Like, everything she said in that text message was a goddamn lie. Like, none of that, not one thing in there did I read, and you guys know this. You guys have been listening to all of these. What in there was actually true? Nothing. So cringe. I feel like I've sent a guy a text like, "Yes, yes, young Black economist. Thank you for saying this." Because I'm sitting up here acting, I'm not trying to be on my high horse because I have definitely been a toxica before. Like, I have very much so been a toxic girlfriend before too, and I have dated a toxic man, so, like, I understand, but this is why we learn from our mistakes, right? Ever since that relationship, I haven't been with a person like this, and vice versa, I haven't been with someone who makes you like this, because I truly think when you're in a toxic relationship and you're not mentally well, it can really put you in a spiral and in a really dark place. Un Without you wanting that or meaning for it to happen. I think you just get caught up with the mental health issues, the stress, the acceptance, the approval, the relationship, the toxicity. You know what I mean? Like, it's a toxic relationship. But, anyways, if you guys want to screenshot that and send it to your ex or something, I don't know, or like whoever. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. That was ridiculous. Okay, let's see what Dom says. Dom says, "Kenzie, let's talk in person. I couldn't let you be by me because you were being physical." She was being physical. She reminds me of Courtney Clenny. Like, that's literally Kenzie is the Timu version of Courtney Clenny. Remember I said this the other night? Courtney Clenny, who stabbed her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli, and tried to say that it was self-defense. Totally Kenzie. He says, "I couldn't let you be by me because you were being physical. I wasn't gonna do domestic violence, and to be honest, in the back of my head, I'm just thinking this is all gonna end up working out again because I don't think either of us can see each other with anyone else. And yeah, I have to record you because you threatened to call the cops on me. I told you I would delete if you just let me go inside and come out. And yeah, I couldn't control the laughing. I didn't know what else to do. That's a common thing for people to laugh when people cry or and you have done it to me before, and yeah, I wanna be with you forever, but, like, for real, I almost felt like you just be trying to give yourself reasons to break up with me. That's why I didn't stop you. I don't look for reasons to break up with you at all." He says, "I love you, but I've been saying this." He says, "I'm emotionally exhausted." I feel like we've been waiting for him to say this again because we're emotionally exhausted. I'm friends with all my exes. That's impressive. That's impressive. Yeah, I know. Why does YouTube keep changing our freaking names? Well, all but really toxic and one Team Courtney, Timu Courtney Clenny. She is. I will at least say that much. I think Courtney Clenny like is actually really pretty. Like I think she's actually a baddie on the OnlyFans too. Oh shit, I forget YouTube doesn't really well, whatever. Um on the OF. O to the F to the FFF. I think she's pretty, but I don't know. Apparently she has problems. Dom says, "I'm emotionally exhausted. I can't keep doing this now. My mom is having surgery next week, and for real, she could die. I don't even want to say that, but they're going to put her in ICU because it's supposed to be so dangerous. And no, I'm not thinking of meeting new people. I meant like move on from you. Like I didn't know if you were actually done." He says, "Let me come over." He says, "Are you up? I'll come over. Just let me come over." And you say I wouldn't talk to you like that if I loved you, but you threatened to ruin my life and snitch on me, babe. How did I talk bad about you? I know this isn't over. Let me know when you want to talk. Then it jumps to the next morning at 9:05 a.m. And he says, "You're saying I'm seriously asking if I should move on. You literally said it many times, if we done, you're going to go talk to other people. I haven't done that nor said that. You also said you were going to rob me of my vacation money and go with Grace. You said a lot of things for real that I just let go. I'll give you one chance to talk to me or I'm gonna move on because I see you liking dudes' comments on Insta." No, she didn't. She's evil. She goes and starts liking and doing her stupid social media stuff. Where is Evie? She's so immature. Yeah, I did notice that too. I noticed that in some streams it's regular names and some it's not. I don't know. I'll check my settings, but I don't think it's something we're doing, like me as creators. Maybe it has to do with like how big the channel is. Olivia says, "Melly, you are spot on. I wasn't on the live. You said that, but I've been wanting to mention that to you. She's like Courtney Clenny. They both deserve life." Yeah, I do disagree. I think Courtney Clenny is very unattractive. Oh, well, in jail. I was like, when she was on only F, I thought she was when she was, I guess, out of jail. My boyfriend said she's with unpopular opinion. I think a Kenzie actually looks better. Really? Okay, let's continue. He says, "All right, I'll give you one chance to talk to me or I'm gonna move on because I see you liking dudes' comments on Insta." He says, "You got 10 minutes." He said, "Dead ass." Whoa, he sounds like Kenzie. He says, "Seeing you just unlike them too. Nice try." She says, "You only want me when you don't have me. I need somebody that wants me all the time and tries all the time, and clearly you can't give that effort to me." Dom says, "Nah, when I don't have you, I want you less. You just made me not want you by entertaining dudes. You said we were done for good, and I didn't talk to any girls, just focused on myself. We broke up for a day, and I was trying to see you yesterday, and you liking dudes' comments on Instagram. That's not it. And I'm talking about last time versus this time. We were broken up like a week. I didn't talk to no one. This time we broke up for 12 hours, and you're liking comments." Kenzie says, "Trying to see me is not fixing the problem. You're just going to go do the same shit you always end up doing. You're an effing revolving door and you need to realize it." She says, "You're literally a PUSSY and you treat women in your life like shit. I don't even care about this at this point. You block me from so much things in my life. This relationship is toxic and it's been since day one." Dom says, "Kenzie, you two are my problems are just reactions to your problems." Kenzie says, "I honestly could give 2 Fs and like you can't even communicate what you don't like going on in the relationship and then you decide to shove it under the rug and bring it up when we're in a relationship. Maybe our relationship would work better if you would just verbalize how you feel when it's happening instead of pushing it under the rug like you have to do every single second of your life." She says, "I push it under the rug when you're raging mad." She says, "Do you think I give an F that you're butthurt about effing liking Instagram? You literally recorded me while I was crying and laughed in my face, so I could give 2 Fs what you think. Like, you are delusional. You think everything is just going to magically be better? Like, you're literally hilarious. Do you want do you want me to just laugh in your face and record you?" Dom says, "But fine, break up with me. I was disrespectful on the phone. It's not like you weren't disrespectful first. Didn't let me out of the car and then hit me and pushed the shit out of my hair. Then pulled the shit out of my hair and then tried to throw a rock at me and threatened to call the cops on me and key my car." That is like too much. She pulls his hair, hits him, throws a rock at him, tries to call the police, threatens to call the police, and then threatens to key his car. Um, Love you too, Olivia. Thank you for being here, babelet. Dom, don't forget she's a goddess from the a dumpster goddess. Just imagine how she would react if he liked a girl's Instagram comment. That's probably what happened the night she crashed the car into a brick wall, 100 miles per hour. We can see it. All of us who have been reading these, we can see it, can't we? We get it now. We know. We get it. We know she did it intentionally after all of these text messages. Dom says, "Yeah, I had to record you." He says, "You're gonna do all of that, then threaten cops on me. I had to record you for real. I ain't know if you was being serious. You've been saying that a lot. And I said I would delete if you just let me go inside and then come out." Kenzie says, "You're effing repulsive. Do not text me." Dom says, "But you couldn't." He says, "Okay, Kenzie, I guess just know that you're throwing this relationship away, not me." He says, "Hope you can finally be happy." She says, "No, Dominic, as soon as you're recording me while I was at my lowest point, that's when you ruined the relationship." She says, "Hopefully your family gets their shit together." That's hurtful. Like, she's gross. Why do guys like girls like this? I guess now I'm picking on all the dudes in the chat. Like, why do you date girls like this? If that ain't love. When did this start? This weird, yeah, you mean the live or the text message? Dumpster goddess. Jealous. Women are pathetic. Thank you, Laura. She's a professional victim. I like that. She's writing everything he would have said to her. She flipped it on him. When she gets out, she will hurt someone else. I hope she doesn't get out. I truly believe she would do this to another guy. Like, I don't doubt that for 1 second. Her rehabilitated? Nah, dude. Nah. I'd have to see it to believe it. Like, I would need like professional psychologists that work in the prison for the prison systems. Like, I would need to have that for facts that like her brain got rewired because I don't believe it. Oh, Hannah, thanks for being here. She says, "Hopefully your family gets their shit together." Dom says, "Kenzie, you wouldn't let me out the car and I said I would delete it. Like, you didn't let me out the car and you didn't let me go inside." Dom says, "And you threatened to call the cops on me and you threatened to ruin my life. Like, if I didn't record you, you probably would have called them and got me in trouble because they always believe the girls. I would be in jail and my other charges would be back. I mean, for real, I had no choice." Kenzie says, "I mean, I can make that happen." Dom says, "See, there you go again." Kenzie says, "I don't care. Literally, I do not care. You literally just betrayed the F out of anything that you could have ever done. Like, you just effed up so hard. There's no going back after this now. Stop texting me." She said, "Your mind is too small to even fix this problem, which is unfixable at this point. Like, I'm literally so upset that I wasted 3 goddamn years with an effing manipulative gaslighter cheater that does not give an F about how I feel." No, that's you. She's literally so narcissistic. She thinks she sees herself in Dom. It's like she literally thinks this is how Dom is because she's acting it out. She's living it out. Like she's been being so mentally abusive for so long that her subconscious is just automatically jumps to that. Like, and it makes her think that other people are doing it to her because she does it so much in her like persona, and it like taints her aura. Are you guys catching my vibe? Like she is one evil bitch. There's no way with her fat attitude she would not get enough trouble in prison, right? She says, "That does not give an F how I feel. Now stop effing texting me unless you're going to do something about it." Dom says, "I do care, but you don't threaten the cops on me." She says, "I'm sure you do. That's so cute. Have a nice one." Dom says, "Like for real, the last thing you're gonna do is completely lose me if I ever think cops gonna get involved. Cause yeah, even if I love you to death and you love me to death, if cops gonna be involved and I'm gonna be getting charged with some BS, I can't be with anyone who does that. I will never talk to my own family again because of that." Kenzie says, "Dude, I don't give a single F. You betrayed every last inch that you didn't think you could do that, but you did." He says, "By taking a video? But you did it with the cops, with The Rock?" She says, "You cheated on me multiple times, lied to my face about being better, then laughed in my face when I cried and recorded me at my most vulnerable." Dom says, "With all your threats?" And he sends a screenshot of the threats. He says, "I have done that since I was a kid. I can't control it because your mind can't process the negative like it does the positive." She says, "I'm gonna need you to stop texting me unless you're going to kiss my ass. Now have a nice day." Dom says, "I don't think I can do that unless you show me that cops will never be involved. You won't try to ruin my life, key my car, or F up my house or something, or throw a rock at me. But all right, Kenzie, I hope you find your happiness." Then he sends Kenzie liked this guy's post. And Dom says, "Liked his post too. So gross." He said, "That's an L. Why don't I show him your racist TikToks?" Kenzie says, "And you're not so gross. You literally effed both of my friends. The F, are you talking about my racist TikToks? Are you mentally okay?" Dom says, "We were in a 3-year relationship now, not 6 months." Kenzie says, "Wow, is someone but her right now? We're not in an effing relationship at all. You're a manipulative gaslighter cheater who is a revolving door and does not change. You haven't changed in years." Dom says, "Nah, I'm just letting you know that you're making yourself not look good." Kenzie says, "And like I said, you could stop texting me unless you're going to kiss my ass because I don't need no bum in my phone." That's hilarious, Kenzie, because he's buying you Balenciaga bags and paying for your nails and your lashes. Sounds like you're the bum to us. Hey, Coco, Melly, I love the way you read this. Oh, you become my favorite YouTube channel. Not me crying on Halloweeny. Thank you. That's so sweet, Coco. Thank you, my Coco. Um, I'm happy you're here. That's what happens when you date a plug dummy. Wait, what? What does that mean? What do- what does that mean? I'm dead. No, I called her a dummy. Oh. I was like, "Huh?" But I lived rent free in her mind. She can't even shower at home because they were bums. I love how we're all spending Halloween. These texts are scary enough for Halloween, aren't they? She says she says bum. Oh, she says I wouldn't want a bum. I don't need no bum in my phone. He says, "I did change hella, but okay." Kenzie said, "It's is if that's what your little head thinks." Dom says, yeah, and you know I'm not a bum. I make bums into bosses. I have old heads telling me I'm gonna be the shit and at the top every day. People who already at the top and live in Cali and drive Lambos. Kenzie says, I don't give an F. Now stop texting me. Dom says, but whatever, I'm a bum. He says, I guess you can talk to me if you show me you're not a snitch. Kenzie says, you're literally so effing upsetting and you betrayed every last inch of my body that you could not stop texting me. Honestly, I should just snitch on you for effing betraying the F out of me. Like for real, I really effing should. Dom says, for betraying how? By being disrespectful on the phone? Like WTF. Kenzie says, like you love to hurt the people who do the most for you. You literally treat the people in your life terrible. Without me, you would still be the pussy ass 16-year-old that shit, sh- does she mean shits? Or that shoots on every girl in his life. I think she means shits on every girl in his life and treats all the women in his life like shit. Deep down, I know in you because you bring out that side every day of your life. No, like I said, stop texting me unless you're going to kiss my effing ass. Dom says, and you wouldn't be half of who you are without me either. I'm a boss. Now I've always been a boss. I'm gonna stop texting you and I'm not kissing your ass. I'm not gonna kiss a snitch, whatever. If you show me you actually about this boss shit, you can talk to me, but till then, Imma keep bossing up. Kenzie says, then we're done because I'm not giving effort to somebody who records people at their lowest and most vulnerable points. It's sad. I shouldn't even have sent you that long ass text. Clearly, it just went right over your small little head. Dom says, because I need a strong woman by my side, not a fake one. I felt that text. I wanted to come talk. Then you didn't respond and started liking dude's Insta post. Kenzie says, no, you effing did it because you haven't changed. You're still being an effing piece of shit. You're still a manipulative bitch. You still treat the women in your life like shit. You're still not trying to be better. You're still not trying to prove me. You're still not finding something wrong with the recording me at my lowest. Why does she keep saying like you treat all the women like that? Like shit. He doesn't even have any women in his life. It's like only you, Kenzie, because you're crazy, and his mom. She needs to delete her selfies that look like she's wearing a diaper. She does blackmail him. She does so much. Yeah, yeah, the friends that he cheated on with. Melly time is priceless. Yeah, Jada and Audrey. Why does she hate him so much? I don't know. I think she uses him, but I don't really know, like it's been 3 years. I don't know why they're like, I guess the fear of them not being together and her threatening him, but I'm like, I'm shook that they were together this long and how bad it was for the whole time. I mean, it literally started from the beginning of the relationship. We've gone through all the text messages from 2020 and 2021. He says, "Yeah, I got mad." She says, "I bet that video is still on your phone too. I bet you just keep watching it. Do you love to make the people around you feel smaller than you are? Really, that's just how you feel on the inside. You're not gonna have a strong woman if you're an effing little bitch on the inside. You will never have that. Why would I let you come talk to me so you can just try to effing touch me? Like, no. Like, you're just gonna try to push it under the rug like you always effing do." Dom says, "No, I don't treat women like shit. I treat women amazing. I'm sorry you don't see that." Kenzie says, "I'm done with you. You're a blockage in my life and the revolving door who doesn't change." Dom says, "What am I blocking you? You effing old dudes for money?" Oh. Oh, thank you, God Family Country. A Halloween joke. Why can't ghosts have babies? They have Halloweenies. Stop. Oh my god, you're hilarious. Thank you for that. They have little Halloweenies. Little weenies. Little chiquito weenies. Little chiquito weenies. That's a good one. That was a good one. I think she knows. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. I think she knows he's too good for her, so she tries to bring him down. Okay, he says, "What am I blocking you from effing old dudes for money? Like, I'm with you, everything like, I'm with you. Everything you do supporting unless it's some thought shit. Whatever, Imma just go shower and get shit done." She's losing her damn mind. She says, "That's fine. I tried forming connections with you and tried my hardest to show you that I clearly cared about you. But you painting me to be the problem when it's likely on your end is something I do not appreciate. You are playing victim when you actively displayed me being in a vulnerable moment, especially with my mental health issues. I understand I can be slightly quick with my emotions, and that was impulsivity. But it was me showing a normal human trait that most, let's be honest, people share if put into a situation that makes them uncomfortable. Made me feel like I was under attack and in the spotlight. That clearly bothered me, but instead of you acting mature, you decided to take a video of me in an obviously vulnerable moment. But if I constantly adjust those triggers and you refuse to acknowledge them or accommodate, then that is on you. You are very absent. And if you're my boyfriend, I expect you to at least respond to my text. And that could be a simple yeah, but you acted like I never existed. And that really bothered me. This is psycho. This is literally psycho, and why did she use ChatGPT? It sounds like she used ChatGPT because she's not this smart. Like, how she says, "Oh, I can be slightly quick with my emotions." No, Kenzie, you didn't even know, like no, you didn't know shit, Kenzie. So this was like ChatGPT or Natalie Shirilla wrote it for her. Mhm. Natalie fake Shirilla. Kenzie, you are the furthest thing. Natalie, I can't stand your child. She is evil. Yeah, she really is. Um, okay, she says, and then she says, "I'm all done here. Clearly, you don't want to give effort, and I know I'm not going to change unless you show great change. So goodbye." And he gives in to her. He says, "I had to videotape you. You were going way too far, and I said I'd delete it, but you hold other shit over my head so much harder. Like, if I didn't videotape, who knows what you would have done. I just videotaped hoping you wouldn't do anything because it was on the video. I don't care about video or having it at all. I just don't want you to do something crazy. Like, you literally threw a rock at me. And yeah, I'm glad I was videotaping for real." She says, "Yeah, we are effing done. F you. Hope that video helps you sleep at night." Dom says, "I don't want the video. I just don't want to be put in jail over some BS. Like, I tried to keep it as kosher as possible. If you wanted to just turn around, let me change and grab my cart, there would have been no video. But you were driving like a maniac. What do you expect me to do?" And there it is. There it is, babelets. You were driving like a maniac. 4.5 months before she drives the car into a brick wall. This is the most gaslighting I've seen in a long time. This is why I said, like, these texts should be in the educational books, like how to recognize a psychopath, Killer, and how not to date one, or how to like recognize the signs. He says, what did you expect me to do? I want to give you all the effort in the world, but I can't if I'm going to be threatened like that. It can't just be a chance I go to jail. Like, I'd never do anything like that to you. That's effed up. Yeah, I could have talked back better on the phone, but you talked to me the same way first. Yeah, I did think and I just talked back to you bad, but that's what any person would do. Like, you for real don't think I care. Don't think I try and change, but I went from a person who never thought I'd be married or have kids or even make it to a full adult to thinking of marrying and what we're gonna name our kids and where we gonna live and all that. So think what you want, but I'm not who I was. I'm 1,000 times better. I hope Dom knew that he was. I hope that he didn't leave this earth thinking, all the horrible things that this crazy bee was saying to him. Yeah. He Yes, you're right, Alicia. He did help convict her. It's so sad. I know. It's so sad. He says, like, you for real don't think I care. Don't think I try and change. Oh, sorry, I just read that one. He says, I am 1,000 times better. He says, I really wish none of this happened and we could just watch true crime and sip, but I don't think that's possible for today. And he liked true crime. Oh no. I wonder if this video was found on his phone. Yeah. Well, there's one that we have where she's threatening to key or like break into his house or whatever and key his car. I'm sure there was more videos. Kenzie says, "You're only spiraling out of control because I broke up with you, but you haven't apologized. You haven't even tried to make any of this better. And now that I told you that you needed to apologize, your apology is now going to mean nothing to me because it's taking you all this time to even formulate anything. You just keep spewing things that don't matter, and you have a reason for everything or an excuse for everything. And I don't give an F. It doesn't matter. Nothing is ever going to change with you. You just keep proving yourself more and more capable of not being able to handle a normal relationship. You're toxic and you don't prove anything differently. Your actions don't speak words. Your apologies don't mean anything." Dom says, "Kenzie, before any of this happened, I told you that if I apologize, I will apologize because you were disrespectful first." You know, her parents did her so much harm. Like, if they would have just told her, like, this is not okay and taught her how to be a better human, like, she's calling him toxic. Like, she's so far gone, she doesn't even think she's the horrible thing. And, like, if your parents really love you, they'll try, right? Or at least say something to protect you from becoming something like this. Am I right or am I right? Because I feel like I'm right about that. Her parents just let her become this person. I don't know. That bothers me. He says, "Kenzie, before any of this happened, I told you that if you apologize, I will apologize because you were disrespectful first." She says, "If you didn't want any of this to happen, you would have de-escalated the situation and try to fix it the day of instead of not chasing me and recording and escalating the situation. And there you are with your bullshit little excuse again." Dom says, "All my actions haven't been actions, so they have been reactions." No, because why do I apologize and you don't? Kenzie said, "Here goes a revolving door. Clearly, you just told me you can't be better." Dom says, "And then at one point, I even said, I'll say sorry first, but you have to too. And then you said no." Kenzie says, "You're proving my statement. You are a joke. You are just a revolving door with 1 million excuses that mean nothing to anybody." Dom says, "No, I'm not. You're a hypocrite. You were disrespectful first, then tried to make me apologize. So I said, if you do, I will." Kenzie says, "What are you not getting about any word that comes out of your mouth means nothing. I don't want you to apologize because it doesn't mean anything. You're just going to do it again like you always do. Literally nothing that comes out of your mouth is a true statement. It's all lies. Even if you feel like that's a statement, you know it's a lie in your head. You physically cannot de-escalate situations. You always escalate." Dom says, "I try to walk away from situations. You also escalate it. We have talked about this. When we argue and I wanna walk away when we're both mad, we just talk when we're not mad." Wow. "When we argue, I wanna walk away when we're both mad. We just talk when we're not mad." She says, "Yeah, I think I'm done here. This is just going in circles and you're proving to be better and you're not proving to be better or trying to fix this at all. You keep justifying everything that you're doing, which makes it okay. Wait, which doesn't make it okay. It's not okay. So things are clearly never going to change with you. If you're all done replying, I'm just going to block you. I'm not putting my energy in something that's not going to have a result." Dom says, "I'm driving and the roads are super effed. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying you did what I did on the phone. Why don't you have to apologize?" Kenzie says, "My only fault is not being patient in response time. I could think of a big list of things that you have done as your reaction. And obviously, I'm going to get annoyed or sussed because you physically cannot look at me in the eyes and tell me that you're not cheating on me. You can't reassure me, and you cheated on me multiple times. I don't care about how long ago it was. Trauma stays with you, and you can't tell me that you're not cheating on me." Dom says, "What did I do? You threw a rock at me, babe, and you pulled my hair. Only thing I did was talk bad to you back on the phone and take a video." Kenzie says, "I threw it. I didn't throw a rock at you. I threw it your way. If you didn't take a video or a photo of me freaking out, I would not have thrown the rock or anything. I pulled your hair because you were trying to open my mother's car door and making it hit an effing stop sign, which is a brand new 2022 car, which is wrong, obviously, but damaging my mom's car is even worse, and I did not know what to do. If it still doesn't help that you recorded me at my lowest point, took photos of me, laughed in my face, didn't chase after me when I pulled away, and wouldn't let me inside of your house. You wouldn't let me inside of the car. You wanted to embarrass me by talking to me outside in front of everybody." Dom says, "I told you to stop the car and I tried to get out and you started driving like a maniac. I thought if I opened it, you would stop the car." Kenzie says, "Please, LOL, save it." Dom says, "If I actually make it hit something, it would have broke my arm. I don't know if you were aware of that then." Kenzie says, "I don't think you care if you break your arm. Remember when you punch the sand the first day in Florida? Remember when you were in the bathroom downstairs and tried to unalive yourself in the game room bathroom? So I honestly don't really think you care if you hurt yourself." Dom said, "That's so irrelevant." Kenzie said, "It's really not, because why would you care if you broke your arm, but you punch the sand and do other violent things?" Dom says, "I'm done with this. It's spewing into a million things." Kenzie says, "No, anytime you're wrong, you just go into defense mode and you can't expect that what you're doing is wrong. And I'm calling you out on your bullshit." Dom says, "You're wrong too." Kenzie says, "I admitted that what I did was wrong in a text. And if you can't see that, then reread, you're the only one that is repeating old patterns." Dom says, "I know I'm wrong, but you're also wrong." Kenzie says, "Are you not reading anything that I'm saying?" Dom says, "I read." She emphasizes her message. She said, "Maybe you should read it again. So far, I'm the only one that admitted I've done is wrong. What I've done is wrong, which is pulling your hair and throwing a rock in your direction. You haven't said anything. I should have never been in that situation to begin with. You're toxic." Dom says, "Okay, and everything you said I did as a response to you, babe. Like, I know I'm wrong, but all those things wouldn't have happened if you just turned around, let me change real quick, and grab my cart. Like, that's all. And then you started speeding, whipping turns like a maniac." Kenzie said, "It still does not make it okay. You're still wrong. You still were mentally abusive. At the end of the day, you are responsible for your actions, and you have not done anything to show me otherwise. You're still justifying what you've done." Dom says, "I'm in your head." Kenzie says, "I'm in your head. You're not thinking any of this is wrong. You're only thinking it's wrong because I'm telling you that it's wrong." Dom says, "You are too. You're being a hypocrite. You said exactly what I said. If you didn't do this, I wouldn't have done this. And you're trying to hold it over my head too. Like I ain't trying to hold this shit over your head." Kenzie said, "But he's not. I'm not holding anything over your head. I'm making you aware of your actions and telling you what you did wrong because clearly you're still not understanding." He emphasized his message that said, "You're being a hypocrite." She says, "Revolving door, I guess this is the end then." Dom said, "You were saying exactly what I said. If I didn't do this, you wouldn't have done that. And yeah, I'm aware of my actions, but if we both have bad actions, why am I apologizing to and having to fix it? You literally said something like, 'Don't hit me up unless you're kissing my ass.'" She wanted him to chase her so she could tell people that he won't leave me alone. Don't think he cheated later. She did, in my opinion. Frightening. I know, Ben. I think she was so cheating on him. She started the cheating game. Exactly, abuelitas. I'm so glad she kept these texts. I know. I know. She says, "So far, I'm the only one that has said what you have done is wrong, and here you are trying to justify what you did, and you clearly just ignored the fact that I said you don't reassure me about cheating. You can't even look at me in the eyes and tell me you don't cheat on me, which makes it even more believable that you just ignore the entire text message. I obviously want this to work, and we both have a lot of work to do, but it's very one-sided, and we have to acknowledge that what we're doing is wrong, like I did 20 times." Dom says, I said what I did was wrong and I wasn't justifying. I was letting you know that what you did was wrong and why I did what I did, which isn't justifying because I didn't say what I did wasn't wrong. I just said I did it because of this and I was hoping for this. I know I'm wrong and you know you're wrong. Then why do I have to apologize and make it right and kiss your ass? And yeah, I really can't do nothing to prove that I don't cheat on you. Like, I don't know what to say or do about that at this point, besides tell you the logical reasons I wouldn't do that. Like, already have enough on my hands. I couldn't deal with another girl. And also, for real, I don't trust no people. They could just tell you, then I'd be stuck with some side bitch, or they can blackmail me or some bullshit. I don't want to F with no random hoes. Kenzie says, I would like you to look at the inside of my eye into my soul and tell me that you are not cheating on me, which you have not been able to do in this whole entire 3 years of our relationship. You guys, I want you to look at the inside of my eye, deep into my soul. Wow, that's like a bit dramatic. I thought I was dramatic. He says, and yeah, if I'm being totally honest, it's your temper. That's the main problem. You can't act on me hot-headed and then expect me not to react. Like if you controlled your temper, we wouldn't be in any of this. I don't know where that came from. I've told you many times I'm not cheating on you. Like if I cared about sex like that, I would have just dated another girl. I'm not just going to build a foundation with you, trust you with things I've never trusted anyone and then cheat on you. Like no. After that day when I told you that I totally changed as a person forever. Kenzie says, obviously, I have anger issues I've been working on my whole entire life. I need somebody that's going to be there for me and de escalate my situation when I'm going through a manic episode. And you never do that. You choose to escalate the situation all the time. No, Kenzie, I think sometimes when she rages, it could have something to do with her mental health. But when she's just being a toxic, abusive, selfish, greedy, spoiled girlfriend, that's not mental health. Like, no. That's you being manipulative and being a narcissist and being a gaslighter and being a psycho. I wonder if there's infidelity in your parents' marriage. I think so, in my opinion. Everything here is my opinion only. You make of these what you want. Don't go hating on anyone mentioned here, please, for YouTube purposes only. The police took Kenzie's phone and Natalie said, it's my phone. I need it. He was embarrassed that the girl he loved was evil and controlling. Part of the problem here is a constant self psychoanalysis. Yeah, Sherry. She says, okay, you choose to de escalate manic episodes. He says, I never thought about that till then. And then when I let it out, it changed me. When I let out all of the old shit, it changed me. I'm a good person on the inside. All of that shit built me up, made me cold hearted. But deep down, I care about everything more than anyone. 2020 when I started changing and you know it, I started letting go and accepting all of my child trauma, and then I was a better person after that. Yes, we can collectively say that he did become a better person. Like, I, like, love Dom. I feel like we've gotten to that point where I'm like, "Wow." Like, he's actually pretty cool towards the end. She says, I don't know what the fix is, but we can't continue this aggressive and hostile relationship. It is so tiring and does not make me feel good on the inside. Relationships are supposed to be fun. The bad times are outweighing the good times. What do you see out of this? Do you see things changing for the better? Because right now it feels like I'm the only one willing to change. Dom says, Kenzie, I've changed so hard. How do you not think I'm willing to change? At this point, you do have to change first. You're the aggressor in all of our arguments. She said, it's not about who does it first. If it's not at the same time, then this is not about a relationship that is not this is not a relationship that I'm going to be a part of. You clearly stopped changing at one point. That is why I'm saying that you're reverting to your old habits. And I stood up for it. I don't like how I'm being treated. I'm going to say something about it. And if that caused an argument, then oh well, then de escalate the situation. Dom says, you don't let me de escalate the situation. You threaten me and stuff. Kenzie says, telling me to breathe is not de escalating the situation. I wouldn't get to threatening you if you did just ask, if you just de escalated the situation. And I get that that's wrong. And that is obviously something I'm going to work on. Wow. That's like the first time she acknowledges that she's wrong. I'm shook. Dom says that was weeks ago and the situation wasn't escalated then. It was escalated after I said that. Kenzie says, I would love to know how you try to de escalate the situation. What is a great example of you escalating the situation? Dom says, I always say something like, let's just do this, then deal with it later when we both chill. And you always make me handle things on the spot. You do not de escalate the situation. Either you always make it so much deeper. Kenzie said, when you say let's handle it later, that means let's just forget about the situation and not handle it at all. Dom says, why do you think that? Kenzie says, because we were arguing yesterday and you literally said, can't we just go to your house and play Fortnite? This is not helping the situation. That is forgetting about it. Dom says, yeah, that would ease the tension and then we could talk after. Look, I'm not doing this. You know, your anger issues brought us here. Kenzie said, and your lack of communication and your lack of effort and your lack of caring brought us here. Maybe we just outgrew each other. Clearly, you're not getting a word that's coming out of my mouth and you're not putting in the effort to fix the problem that's going on. It's extremely one sided. He says, Kenzie, there's nothing else to be done. Again, we came to that point again. He stayed because he was afraid she would expose him. Yeah, blackmail. It's heartbreaking. He's such a good boyfriend to her, and she's totally warping the situation. Hey, Green Eyed Southern Girl. Happy Halloween. I hope you're having a good night. Okay, you'll catch the replay. Okay, okay. Sounds good. Thank you for being here. Nothing coming out of her mouth is true. Selling weed isn't a big time deal. Yeah, no, it's not. Okay, let me get a drink. Okay. She says, you're so worried about disrespect, but you just sent me that text message pretty much putting all the blame on me. You're wrong right there. You also have extreme anger issues. Do you remember how much you drove through the grass after you hit your stop sign the other day and then you said F you to me and blamed it on me like I was the one driving the car? Hmm. Dom says, like, all we can do now if we want it to work is literally just try to make it work. Kenzie, you started yelling at me in the car and made me tweak out. Like, if I did that to you when you were driving, you would not be able to handle. You literally can't even bump music when there is traffic. Kenzie says, okay, nobody likes listening to loud music when there's insane traffic. I like to hear my surroundings. I don't know why you're trying to make a personal jab at me. But all right, I started yelling, "Oh my god," because you just hit a mailbox with me in the car, and it scared the shit out of me. I have never been in an accident before. Dom says, "No, you were yelling as soon as I pulled out of the driveway, saying something along the lines of, 'What are you doing?' etc." So then I whipped back into the drive. into drive and accidentally hit the mailbox. And I didn't go through the gas. And I didn't go through the gas, maybe barely was just a really sharp angle. Oh, I didn't go through the grass. He did a typo. Dom says, like, what you're trying to prove here, you keep bringing up old shit. Like, if you got a crazy temper and gonna keep doing this shit, I'm not gonna be able to change or be with you. If you stop a lot of that BS, like threatening the cops and shit, yeah, I can change. But right now, it's like, I don't even know if I can trust you. If I do something wrong, you're just gonna call the cops on me. Kenzie says, that would have been avoided if you just told me where we were going or what the plan was. It was just a simple question. I'm allowed to ask what's going on. I'm resorting to threats because my feelings are being dismissed. My feelings are not being acknowledged. That is the only way I'm heard. When I'm threatening it, doesn't make it right. But if you were just to understand and listen what I have to say originally, there would never be threats. You act like I like threatening people. Dom says, you threaten me every day over something little. My feelings are more dismissed. You talk to me like shit and then tell me to apologize. Kenzie says, I'm sorry. Made I never meant to make you feel that way. Obviously, I don't want to argue. I don't want anything bad. I just want everything to work out. Okay. And then she says, F you. We're done. Hang out and drink, she says. And then Dom says, I literally just crashed my mom's car. I was mad. I didn't mean it. I meant for you to find out. Kenzie says, OMG, OMG, OMG. Dom says, I swear to God. She says, we are done. And then she sends a screenshot of something. Can't really see it. She says, we are done. Dom says, okay, sorry. What the hell happened? Like, it was only like a few minutes. She says, we are done. She says, don't be mad when the cops show up at your house tomorrow. Dom said, sorry. Kenzie said, pussy ass. You're an effing PUSSY. Dom said, I swear to God, please. I literally wanted you to find out. But now I just crashed my mom's car. She's sending like Instagram screenshots. Dom says, I honestly need you. Kenzie says, good. I hope you die in the effing accident, you effing PUSSY. Dom said, Kenzie, come on. I wanted you to find out because you were liking dude's pics. Wait, what happened? Like they were arguing and fighting and then they hung out for a little bit and or what like happened? It literally the time doesn't even change that much. Like what happened in between? That's crazy. He says, I wanted you to find out because you were liking dude's pics. I swear to God, why would I hit up Emily? He hit someone up. I'm confused. And who's Emily? And then Kenzie says a screenshot. She says, you're the most disgusting little PUSSY ever. And the fact that I was even trying to work this out with you all day, wasting my effing energy on your effing broke ass PUSSY ass. I should send your ass to effing prison. Wasted 3 years of my life. You're an effing PUSSY and you deserve everything coming your way. I would watch your back. Dom said, Kenzie, I swear, I even told her that. Like, I could have hit up a random girl or someone you're not even cool with. Like, nah, for real. I was trying to work shit out. Like, I can't let you break up with me believing I was trying to chill with her. Wow. He says, you gotta believe me. I could have just hit up any bitch. I literally did that because you did other things and I meant for you to find out. Kenzie, come on. I wanted to end up chilling with you tonight. I was just about to work shit out and I was gonna try to do that because you did that. And I know it wasn't a good idea, but like I literally wanted you to find out. Like I could have tried to hit up anyone else. Literally, I knew you'd still be cool with her. So I did that. and I effed up, but right now I honestly need you. I just crashed my mom's car and she's going to surgery Tuesday. Like, can you please just be there for me? Sorry, I tried to make you jealous and mad because you made me mad, but it was super wrong. I'm sorry, but you gotta believe I didn't mean that. Kenzie, I'm sorry. Break up with me if you want, but at least don't believe I was trying to do that. I don't know how to make you believe that. Besides, how stupid would that actually be? Because I knew she would end up telling you because she's a good kid too. What do I got to do to prove to you that I wasn't on that? Let me know, cause for real, like, why would I hit up Emily? Like, I know she's cool with you. I know she would tell you. I was hoping it would go a little different, but yeah, that was super fried. Now I'm just stuck off the side of the road with this car totally totaled. He says, "All right, Kenzie, all I gotta say is I was mad. I didn't mean it, and I was being really dumb." He says, "Come on, Kenzie. I literally sent her that way. You wanted to see that, wanted you to see that, and then get mad. I tell you and be like, nah, I was trying to make you mad. Then come sip with me. Okay, don't believe me. I guess I'll leave you alone." He says, "If you end up wanting to talk about it, let me know." I thought it was the same thing you did, petty shit, except you probably didn't expect me to see you liking his photo, maybe liking his comments, but you didn't want me to see you because you unlike them. Whatever, at least you know I didn't mean it. I still don't know if you was actually trying to have him slide on you. He probably did slide in your DMs, so I was trying to make you mad and it was wrong, but I really wanted to drop you for that because it was already because you was already trying to F with some random dude that would be so op. So yeah, at least you know I wouldn't be with Emily, so whatever, I guess. He said, "But for real, I was actually trying to work it out and still had that on my mind that you liking other dudes' photos. So yeah, I was mad, I guess. I didn't want to let that shit slide, but whatever." He says, "Should I just let this one go?" Okay, but then I guess I know I was letting go you liking dudes' photos and you can't let go me trying to get you back for it. And then he says the next day, she doesn't respond. And now it's the next day at 11:43 AM. So this is totally over now, he says. Why didn't he just oh my god, why? Why? This is totally foreshadowing Green-Eyed Southern Girl, totally. Why couldn't he just leave it at that? This is, like, insane. I'm freaking out. How many times has he crashed a car now? I think it's been a total of, like, 3. Dude, he stooped to her level. I can't believe it. She's where she needs to be. She was never heading towards independence. I know, but he actually loved her stinky ass. I got chills. I did too. I just can't believe that, like, this could have been a good time to break up. Like, she was ignoring him. He should have just let it go and stayed far the hell away from her. He said, "So this is totally over now? Let me know for real. That was some dumb shit, but I ain't trying to be led on. Like, if you completely done, let me know because I don't think it's completely done, but if you're actually talking to other people, I'm out," type shit. I guess I'm taking that as we're completely done. Kenzie finally responds at 2:23 PM. "Once a cheater, always a cheater. No wonder you could not look at me in the eyes and tell me you were not cheating on me. Who knows what other girls you texted the same exact thing to? And I will never know, and I will never trust you again." He says, "I really didn't send that to any other girl, I swear. I was just trying to make you mad because you made me mad liking dudes' photos. But it worked better than I thought. You got way more mad." Kenzie says, "No, that is called cheating. You cheated on me after 3 years of a relationship. I told you if you ever cheated on me again, I am effing done, and you cheated on me last night. Liking pictures and asking a female that is my friend to hang out is completely a different story. I appreciate her for telling me because if she didn't, who knows what would have happened. I'm all done here. I need somebody that's going to treat me like the goddess I am. You should be embarrassed." Dom says, "Kenzie, I knew she was gonna tell you we were broken up when I said something about you liking pics. You said we were broken up. Like I literally wanted that to happen and make you mad. Be done, but no, I didn't cheat. I didn't even hit on her or nothing. I purposely did exactly that. Be as done as you want. Just don't think that at least. She said, once a cheater, always a cheater. He says, I came clean with everything, and you know that. He says, when I actually did anything with anyone else, we were broken up. I may have sent some messages 3 years ago, but I broke up with you when I actually did all of that. Kenzie says, it doesn't matter. You just ruined every chance of even fixing this by doing that. We can never be together now. I hope you're happy. That's a decision you made. Dom said, I was just trying to make you mad because you made me mad, but okay. Kenzie says, you made me more mad. You made me more than mad. You betrayed every inch of my body and every way that you could ever done. You broke my heart into a million pieces after it was already shattered and taped back together. We're done. You're a terrible person. He said, we can just be done. Just know I didn't mean that. You just have to know that. That's it. Kenzie says, no, you did. And if she didn't tell me, you probably would have effed her and I would have gotten everything out of your house from now on and be low key because if you're going to betray me, remember, like I always said, you're going to get it back 10 times worse. Dom said, no, Kenzie, if she would have just said something, I would have just told you. And you said I can hit up people too. Kenzie said, you're literally a terrible person. Dom said, you liked his photos. He probably dropped in your DMs. I mean, if I was single and a girl liked my photos, I'm dropping in her DMs. Like I didn't even hit on her or anything. I said like the most harmless thing I could. That's cool if we're done, but you can't be thinking that. Kenzie says, you can do whatever you want to try and clear your conscience, but you're a cheater. You will always be a cheater, and it's not going to happen from me. You're stupid AF. He said, okay, Kenzie, believe what you want. So we're done. Should I bring you your stuff? And also, for a fact, I wasn't trying to do nothing with that. She says, literally, just F you. I hate you. I hate how you effing think you can do me. I just wanted to let you know you effing suck and you're a piece of shit cheater. Dom said, I'm not a cheater. I wasn't going to do anything and we were broke up. I wanted to see you. She says, no, I wasn't wasting my energy with you trying to fix things with you all effing day. Then you just betrayed the F out of me. F you. You're disgusting and you have the worst karma coming your way. She says, you always have some sort of excuse to justify your behavior. You treat people like shit and your whole life is going to come crumbling down. You're an effing pig and the reason I effing hate men. Wow, I didn't know. Do y'all think that's cheating? No. Because if she was liking other guys' pics and knowing that she would get paid to put her kitty on the Snapchat, like, no. I don't think it's cheating. Yeah, I think it's effed up. But like she was threatening. Like at this point with her, I wouldn't even care. Like, I guess with her, I don't think it's cheating. Then she effing kills him, drives into a brick wall 100 miles per hour. Just imagine. Just imagine. No, it's not cheating, says Shanta. Yes, if they were together, but it's Mackenzie, so it doesn't count. Exactly, Tasha. That's what I was saying. Yeah, I was like, Hannah, but she did some pretty cheating pics and money making. She did. Okay, this is wild. She says, you're a effing pig, the reason I hate men. He says, Kenzie, you were liking photos too. I don't care what you think. Why would I try and work things out and then do that? Then do that with her too. Like I could have hit up anyone, and you know that. She says she kind of fits the vibe of all your past sluts. I'm done texting you. Clearly, you don't even give an F since you think it's okay. I'm not cheating. Like I said, karma's going to come and it's going to hurt. He says, how? All right, Kenzie, believe what you want, I guess. Like, think about, think about it. That's all like last friend of yours that I even know besides like Karina. I could have hit anyone else up, like, for real. I could show you my snaps, my snap recents. She says, "You're effing delusional. Me and her are not even friends, you effing idiot. We don't hang out, we don't text, and you effing know that. You're effing retarded as F, and you probably thought that she was going to answer you and suck your tiny little penis, and your little plan backfired. F you, you're an effing cheater, and karma's coming your way." He says, "Oh, well, I don't know then, my bad." And he sends an emoji. He says, "There's millions of people in this world, and I'm that dumb to just hit her up. Okay, Kenzie. Think about it. Even if I was a cheater, I could probably do a better job than that." She says, "I don't think you could. I mean, you've gotten caught literally every time you've cheated on me, so you're kind of bad at doing what you're best at." He says, "Yeah, that wasn't a good idea because you're never going to believe me." She says, "Yeah, your mother failed at raising a good man. She raised a manipulative piece of shit liar." Dom said, "Don't talk about my mom. Believe what you want about me, but don't talk about my mom." Kenzie said, "Like I said, your mother raised an effing bitch." This is crazy. She broke up with him so much she wanted. I know. I see. Hey, potato. She goes so low with the mom talk. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. Yeah, I know, Tasha. Natalie's daughter talking shit about parental ethics. Yeah. Okay. We have it to her family because they seem normal and sweet. Natalie, Shirilla, no. He said, "Okay, Kenzie, I hope you're doing great now. If this is all you have to say, I will block you." She said, "Then block me because I'm just going to keep letting you know what a terrible person you are." He says, "You know, I wanted you to find out whether you believe it or not." She said, "So you cheated on me and wanted me to find out? Even worse." Dom says, "No, I wanted you to see I snapped her because I seen that you were liking dude's photos because it made me mad. You were trying to work things out while liking dude's photos. That's kind of weird, you know?" He said, "So even if I meant it or not, you were already doing stuff first and trying to hide it." She said, "Stop whining about a picture when you were full on trying to link with a bitch and do drugs with her. You're effing pig and you're disgusting and your small brain can't grasp the fact that you treat people like shit. Like I said, your whole life is going to come crumbling down. You're nothing without me and you're just a low life rug dealer." He says, "Kenzie, I knew she wasn't going to be trying to do drugs. It's Emily. She even said she don't do that because her mom died the one day at your house. Like, where would I have gone with that? So what were you trying to do liking the photo then? Like, for real, you're just gonna break up and get back with me and flirt with other guys?" Like, I'm almost cool on this at this point, even if you did wanna get back together, because you always look at me the same and it'll just make it hard to ever be different. She says, "I'm glad you remember about her. That's so cute. Even cruise further that you were trying to cheat on me with her, you effing disgusting pig. And you're right, we're never getting back together. You're a cheating pig who does not change or take people's feelings into consideration. You're just a low life dealer whose life is going to come crumbling apart before you know it." He says, "How would I not remember someone telling me their mom died? That's traumatizing." Kenzie said, "And what are you going to do about it? Your own papers? I could easily get your ass in so much trouble. So F you, and I would watch how you treat me from now on. We're effing done for good. You're a disgusting pig. F you." He says, "And of course, you just ignore the part about liking dudes' photos." She says, "Just like how you ignored the million times I told you to look me in the eyes and tell me you're not cheating on me. Looks like we both understand something." He says, "I'll come look you in the eye right now and tell you I was never cheating and I was never trying to. But then you probably still won't believe me. And for real, there's no way for you to get me in trouble. I don't know why you keep thinking you could put me in jail. Look, believe whatever you want at this point. My mom has surgery Tuesday and I don't need the extra stress. I asked you to be there for me, but clearly you don't want to. So just leave me alone till after then at least." She says, "Yep, I would never be there for someone who would cheat on me so easily. So you're right about that. Stop trying to be clear. Stop trying to clear your conscience. You're always going to be a cheater in my eyes and everybody that I have told so far. You're right. I won't believe you because you're only doing it to clear your conscience. Maybe if you just like did it yesterday, the 45 times I asked and you avoided my question, this would have worked out much better, but you decided to cheat on me instead. Like I said, you're effing disgusting and repulsive, and I'm so effing upset and heartbroken that I wasted my whole entire high school and with someone that thinks I'm some sort of doll and you can just cheat on me whenever he wants to F you. And baby, I got all the proof I need right in my phone. Oh my God, this is crazy. There it is, blackmail, blackmail, blackmail. I know. It's so bad. He says, "Kenzie, Imma just leave it at this, because this is just gonna keep arguing. I love you and care about you way more than you think, whether you believe it or not. I swear to God, after that shit in 2019, I didn't do anything after that. 3 was the worst idea trying to piss you off with Emily, but I swear I was just mad because you were liking photos. And I really don't care what happens in the relationship. I just hope you're happy. I made mistakes a while back and I can't change those. I hope you don't view me and our relationship by my mistakes. I love all the memories we share, and I'm glad I got to share them with you and enjoy life with you, even if it was only for that period of time. I wanted you to be my first, second, and my last love. Oh my God. I can't because she ends up being his last love after she kills him and my last love. But even if you're just my first, I'm glad I got to spend time and make memories with you. And you'll always have a special place in my heart no matter what happens. I'm sorry for all my mistakes, Kenzie. I love you and I'll miss you. He says, "How could I make you believe me that I wasn't trying to do that? I would at least like to do that." And then he sends TikTok links. And then it jumps to the next day. He said, "I know this isn't over. Just let me talk to you. I can't let you break up with me thinking I was trying to do that. Like I was just trying to make you mad. You know how much I love you. I swear I changed. I wasn't trying to do that. I'll look you in the eyes every day and swear to God I'm not cheating." Why? Why, Dom? Why? I'm trying to understand. Why does he want to be with her? I know, my last love. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. She will send him a link right now. She broke him. She absolutely broke his self-esteem. I'm I'm so upset over these messages, aren't you guys? Like, I'm just like, "What the frick?" He says, "Okay, swear to God, I haven't done anything with anyone since that 3 years ago, and I'll swear that every day because I never do that ever again, and I'm not that stupid and heartless. Let me come talk to you. I'm about to just come over. Let me know if you don't want me to come." He says, "I'm here." He says that literally at 9:29 AM. He says, "Is the door unlocked?" "Okay, I guess Imma just go back home." "So you want me to move on? You're not gonna talk to me or try to believe me? At least I know I didn't mean that I'll move on though. I hope you're happy now." He says, "Bye, Kenzie. I love you and glad to have made all those memories with you." She finally responds, "Why couldn't you just do this, what I asked? You're only freaking out now because you're realizing what you don't have. Why couldn't you just be the best to me when you had me?" He says, "I try my best, but I got a temper too. When we both have a temper and start fighting, we keep getting angrier and the fights get worse and worse and lots of things that were s- weren't meant were said and done, and that's just the problem. When we're not fighting, it's all perfect. And we haven't been in person, we have been texting. I'll come say it to your face a million times, then never talk to you again if you want. I just want you to be happy and to believe me, because 'cause I'm not lying. I haven't done anything since 2019. Like, for real, please. Just don't believe I was trying to do anything with her. Like, I wanted you to know because I was mad about the photo thing. You can even ask Blair. I was on the phone with him, and then I thought you'd see I got the sip wanna come sip? She says, "You literally solidified my greatest issue that we have together. You pretty much cheated on me. You know I have extreme trust issues because of you, and if you claim that you changed so much, why would you just try to do that to me knowing how I am with cheating? You're 20 years old and you're a grown man. You're acting like a 16-year-old. It's so embarrassing." Dom says, "I don't know. I was about to go do shit and you hadn't texted me for a while, and I got mad AF because I felt as if you were trying to work shit out with me and lead random people on Instagram. So I just got mad and sent it." She said, "You sent the message to her 7 minutes after I sent this text." She sends a screenshot. She said, "It was almost about to be worked out. It was about to be good and you ruined everything." She said, Dom said, "No, I think I sent it before that because I remember you both replied before I crashed my car." Kenzie says, "At this point, I don't care if it was fake cheating or the intent to cheat. You cheated on me. That is cheating. You were either going to cheat in real life or cheat on my heart by doing it to hurt me. If she didn't tell me, I would have never known. And you didn't know that she was going to tell me because me and her are not effing friends. We do not hang out or text, and you effing know that." He says, "To be honest, I didn't know that she had been at your house plenty of times. And nah, all I asked was to chill. I knew she was going to tell you. She's probably the most straight edge friend I've seen of yours. That's why I knew she was going to tell you." Kenzie says, "And I'm all done now, cheater. You cheated on me either effing way with somebody that is mutual to me that could or could not have told me." Dom says, "Nah, if she wouldn't have told you anything, I would have just told you and said something like, 'I can hit up people too. Why are you trying to lead people on while working it out with me?' But I did not expect her to be on that trying to chill. So it worked good, but too good. I just thought you'd get mad, not say I'm a cheater and you can never be with me again. And yeah, if I really wanted to cheat or do anything, I could have just hit up someone you don't know or someone you're not friends with at all." He says, "If you're done, just believe I wasn't trying to get with her. At least do that." He says, "So you want me to move on?" She says, "Like somebody's post, which is clearly from my liking somebody's post, which is clearly from my fashion hashtags that I go through and like every single day is not leading somebody on. Thank you for letting me know. A girl like in your photo is all it takes for you to message them. Embarrassing." Dom says, "No, he commented on your pic and you liked his post. Like, I've been single before. I know how shit is. I mean, maybe you liked his photo first, then commented. I don't know. Didn't look like you did that, but you did like his comment too. Either way, it made me mad. And I was trying to make you mad. I just want you to understand that." She said, "No, you cheated on me. And see, you're already being argumentative. Clearly, you do not give an F." Dom says, "No, I'm not at all." She says, "You're a cheater, and I could never believe you because you couldn't even tell me in my eyes that you're not cheating on me. No wonder why, because you were texting Emily." Dom says, "If we were talking in person, you'd understand better." Kenzie, "I haven't seen you in days. I'll come right now and say it a million times. Like, if it means so much to you, I'll make it the label of my morning alarm clock and say it every day before I go do anything." She said, "It's too late for that. Your actions spoke louder than your words ever could." Dom says, "And I'm not arguing. All I'm saying is this could have happened. This could have happened. I don't know. I don't care though, because everything I did was out of anger." Kenzie said, "It doesn't matter if you actually cheated or not. You had the intent to text a female. That is my friend and invite her over to do rugs with you and smoke." Dom says, "Like, yeah, Imma be mad AF. My girl just broke up with me and I think she's trying to talk to other dudes while getting back together with me. Yeah, I got offended." Kenzie says, "Whether it was fake or not, you did it, and that is effing weird and wrong." Okay, I'm so curious. So a lot of you are saying like, "No, this is not cheating." But how would you feel if your boyfriend, girlfriend, slash partner, whatever, does this? Like, are you gonna be like, "Oh, okay, like we were mad and fighting and you hit up another female?" Because I'm like, okay, I can see why he did it and I'm on Dom's side. But like if that was me, I don't know, because she did like dude's pictures. So she kind of was asking for it, but I feel like it would still bother me. Do you see the way he kept texting though? I can't tolerate much. Emotional cheating is a thing. I think emotional cheating is cheating. Ew, that's gross. Pissed, but not cheating. Hmm. That wouldn't make you guys, like, question your partner or, like, at least lose some trust? I don't know. She's taking the heat off what she did by overreacting. Yeah. Yeah, I could see I can see understand that. I don't like what both of them are doing. Yes, she blackmailed him. She also probably thought she could have better since she got TikTok famous. Was she though? That's disgusting, Melly. She wouldn't let him leave, always trying to call the cops or cause him problems. He had issues and was perfect. Yeah. She hung out with hella BBL baddies that had hella money. Really? I have different definition of cheating than the majority, apparently. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, let's continue. She says, whether it was fake or not, you did it, and that is effing weird and wrong. She says, if you cheat on people out of anger, then please go get help. She thought she was it. Emotional cheating is just as damaging. I agree, Jules. I've been through it and it's really hard. Yeah, that's why I said I would be bothered. I'm not cool with what they're doing either. Like, if you have to hit up another person while you guys are having like a fight, like at that point, why are we even together? Yeah. Okay, let me get a drink and then I'll continue. I think emo cheating can be worse. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. He says, I was mad all out of anger. I could have hit up like any other girl. I wasn't going to cheat, Kenzie. I sent the message pretty much in my head. Like I felt I was getting back at you, then we'd make up, but I was just super angry. She says, you cheated on me because I liked a post on the hashtag fashion. Me liking a post in my niche so my Instagram gets more exposure causes me to get cheated on. I do not want any effing part of this or you. I told you if you ever cheat on me again, we're done and you cheated on me. Dom says, why did you say that when I first confronted you over it? I would have never done that. You made it look like you were trying to talk to him and you were trying to make me feel like an option. Like none of this shit had to happen. Damn. Well, look, if you're not going to believe me, then I don't know what to say then. Besides, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have tried to make you mad. I guess I'll move on. But I do appreciate all of our memories together. Kenzie says, you need help and you better not cheat on any other girl ever again and make them feel how you made me feel the whole 3 years of our relationship. The fact that all it takes for a girl is to like your Instagram post, trying to date you or talk to you is effing disgusting. And that is a fat ass L. He questions her message. He said, I swore many times I'd never do it again. Kenzie said, then why did you text Emily? Just to make me mad? You cheated on me just to make me mad? Dom says, I didn't think it was cheating. Kenzie said, it worked. Good job. Dom said, I thought it would just make you mad. Kenzie said, are you trying to say that you would be okay, that I would be okay with you cheating on me? Dom said, no. Kenzie says, does your mother know that you cheated on me? If you knew me at all, you would never effing do that to me. You know how I feel about cheating in the first place. Dom says, I didn't think it was that bad. It was all in the moment and I was mad. Kenzie said, I thought you were all about pushing things under the rug. What happened to that? We were coming back when you're not bad. You always tell me not to handle things. Wait, we are coming back when you're not bad. You always tell me not to handle things when I'm mad. Then how come you're being an effing hypocrite? Take your own advice, tough guy. Dom says, Kenzie, I thought my girlfriend of 3 years was trying to talk to people a day after we broke up. Like, yeah, I'ma be mad. What if you see me liking girls' photos? Dom says, random girls. Kenzie said, liking a fashion post is not trying to effing talk to anybody. That is liking a post in the same niche as me. Dom says, you would be like, WTF. Kenzie said, holy shit. Even though you've cheated on me 4 times now, I'm not even this jealous. You have some severe problems. Dom said, yeah, it was a misunderstanding. Kenzie says, yeah, I would be mad. I would not reach out to one of your friends or a mutual friend to hang out and do rugs. Kenzie said, Dom says, is this getting us anywhere? So you never ever get back with me? Like, let's get closure in this relationship if it's over. Kenzie says, I want to be with you, but I could never trust you. You keep showing yourself as a cheater. Nothing you're saying is even meaning anything to me. Because if you really felt this way, you would have said all of this to me days ago, and you wouldn't even have done the Emily thing. And the fact that you're trying to justify what you did is making things so much worse. Dom said, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to tell you why. And I didn't say anything because I wanted shit to cool down. I learned when I've tried to come to you too hard in the past, it has only made things worse. And when I give it a little time and space, then come work things out, it's better. Kenzie says, tell me why it's the exact same thing as justifying. Dom said, no, justifying is saying it's okay. Telling you why is just letting you know why I acted irrationally. But you have to believe that I wasn't meaning to get anywhere with her. To be honest, even if I really did to get with someone else, I'd feel way too guilty. I'd have to wait a little after we were done for sure. Kenzie says, you're telling me why to make it okay and it's not okay. Dom says, I didn't talk to anyone all the other times, and we were broken up way longer. I'm not making it okay. I just want you to believe I wasn't trying to cheat. That's all. Kenzie said, you can say that as much as you want. Texting her trying to hang out is cheating. That is cheating no matter what you think. You just broke my trust that was already so effing small. Do you know how I am with cheating? And you chose to do that anyway, which was the ultimate betrayal to me. How am I supposed to believe anything that's coming out of your mouth after you swore to me that you would never cheat on me again and then you just did? Dom said, I was super mad and it was impulsive. I'm sorry. Kenzie said, it doesn't matter if you didn't meet up. It doesn't matter if you didn't mean it. You did it. You did it. You always tell me not to do things when I'm angry. Why does it make it okay for you to do that? Maybe you should take your own advice. Dom said, you do things you do things when you're angry anyway. I make mistakes sometimes. That one was a big one. Kenzie said, the problem with you is I'm not believing anything that's coming out of your mouth because you just keep repeating old patterns and you never stop. She says, wow, I'm glad you could recognize that was a big mistake. Maybe if you thought about that during the moment, you would have saved your relationship. That was so effing dumb, knowing how I am with trust. He said, I'm sorry. All I can say at this point is I didn't mean it. Kenzie said, your actions speak louder than words. Dom says, like, think logical for a second, like, think who I am, who I know, and think of all the other ways I could have gone with other girls, but I chose the most risky text to send. She said, yeah, that wasn't really risky. Dom says, like, no, if I wanted to cheat, I could have like Angelo or some take me to the bar and go get hose or someone that no one knows. Kenzie said, that was kind of just like asking some girl that would do anything to smoke a blunt to come and do rugs. Dom says, what do you mean? Kenzie said, that was an intentional attack on my heart, and you did that on purpose to hurt me. Dom said, Kenzie, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. She said, trust issues are off limits, and you chose to go there. Clearly, you meant it because if you didn't mean it, you would have not sent it. If she did not tell me, you would have never told me. You might have told me for months later, like Audrey and Jada, but I would not have known. You can't say that you knew she was going to tell me because you did not know. You did not know. You do not know her. Dom said, I figured that would be the first girl to tell you. And if she didn't, I would have told you. I don't know if I believe that. I'm gonna call his bluff. I don't know if I believe that. I'm like, he might have not told her because she would have gotten crazy. I'm just reading the comments. She accused him of everything she was doing. Yeah, I know. Oh, hey, guys, I'm late. You're fighting about text response or where I want to eat dinner. Any mention of therapy makes this girl freak out. She loves arguing. Yeah, she does. Okay. He says, and if she didn't, I would have, I don't think he would have told her. Maybe. Oh. He says, was just trying to make you jealous and mad, but that was the worst way. And I also wanted you to see the sip and then come sip with me. Kenzie says, you did not know she was going to tell me. If she didn't tell me, I would have never known. He says, and watch true crime. She says, are you mentally ill? He says, yeah, probably. She says, why would I come hang out with you after you cheated on me? He says, I didn't think it was cheating. I don't know. So we're not never getting back together. I want to know, like, this is just the same stuff over and over again. I just wish you could just accept that I did it just because I was mad. She says, fucking with my mind is not okay. You're the one that makes this a revolving door, and I'm the only one that tries to change in this relationship. He said, I'm sorry. I just felt like you were trying to F with my mind. I thought you'd hit me up. I tell you I was trying to make you mad and then we would be cool about it. Kenzie, I want to change this relationship just as much as you do. Kenzie said, clearly you do not, because if you wanted this relationship to change for the good, you would have never texted Emily in the first place. Dom says, you know, we are the perfect people for each other. If I didn't do that years ago, we would have an amazing relationship. Kenzie says, okay, but you did. So what's your point? Dom said, yeah, I know. I was tripping on that. Kenzie said, how can you realize what you did is wrong, but you keep doing it? Dom said, what situation are you implying? Kenzie said, every situation that you keep repeating. Dom said, like what? Like the Emily thing? That's the first time I've ever done anything like that. Kenzie says, like Audrey, like Jada, like Anne Marie, like Emily. Dom said, I never went out of my way to hit anyone up. Kenzie said, it's an effing revolving door, and who knows who else you texted that I will never know because you will never tell me. Dom said, Kenzie, from the start, I told you shit when we first started talking. I told you shit. I can't be with someone and have guilt over my head. You know that I broke up with you when the other shit was happening, and then I ended up telling you anyway. I wasn't going to tell you forever ago because I wasn't trying to upset you. Like, I was just never going to talk to any one of y'all again because I was going to be 18 and was afraid I'd get in trouble for being with you too. Then I felt guilty because I had way more feelings for you than I thought. Kenzie said that really doesn't make any sense because we were both the same age, so that statement doesn't mean anything. Dom says, what do you mean? I was turning 18, so I thought I had to break up with you. Kenzie said, Audrey and Jada are my age, and you're trying to say that you felt uncomfortable about being 18 and being with somebody my age, but you cheated with people my age. You literally texted Ava to quick FUCK before you turned 18. She is like 2 years younger than me. Dom said, Kenzie, all those girls hit me first trying to FUCK. Kenzie says, damn, so you take the bait that easily? That's embarrassing. Once again, I'm still not doing good on my trust issues. Dom said, well, I'm sorry. You never have to trust me again. Kenzie said, at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own actions. Nobody made you do anything. Dom says, I'm sorry. He says, where do you want to go from here? She says, I want us to be together, but not like this. He said, so what's the solution? I seen that video on TikTok. The guy was some type of therapist or something. He said that exes can get back together. They just need time to be apart and change. We changed a lot together. Maybe we should just change apart for a little. That kid's photos doesn't have a hashtags. So you lied? He says, why would you lie about that? Like, I don't even care. Why aren't you answering now? Question mark. And then Kenzie sends a screenshot. She says, some people don't have hashtags in their captions. I'm not a manipulative liar like you. He says, oh, okay, I didn't know that. I barely use Insta. He questions when he said, so what's the solution? And she says, even if I just like the photo, it's not the same thing as asking a girl to come over and do rugs. Dom said, I know, babe. I know what I did was worse. I wasn't thinking. And I already got my karma. My mom's car is pretty much totaled. I flew it into a ditch. Kenzie says, I don't give an F about your mom's car. That doesn't fix how my heart feels. Dom says, well, Kenzie, you have to believe that I didn't mean that. Kenzie says, if you didn't mean it, you would have never done it in the first place. Dom says, I meant to make you mad, not try to get with her. But then I felt bad because it didn't work out how I thought. Kenzie says, yeah, you should feel like shit. You cheated on your girlfriend of 3 years. I wish they just broke up here. Nobody made you take 2 lives either. Exactly, Tasha, you psychotic POS. Okay. He says, I didn't feel like I was cheating. We were broken up and I was bluffing. Because he says, if we were broken up, then liking the picture, I shouldn't have mattered either. I was trying to work it out with you all day, wasting my energy talking to you. And then you just did that cheating. Dom says, yeah, well, can you see how I got mad then? Dom says, because you were trying to make it better with me. I thought you were treating me as an option. Kenzie says, if anything, I'm the option for you. Stop texting me. Dom said, how? And then she's sending a bunch of screenshots. She said, you texted her first, asking her to hang out and do rugs. Then you decided to follow her on Instagram. You're weird as F for asking somebody whose mom died to do drugs with them. You probably traumatized her just as much as you traumatized me again. Dom said, yeah, I literally told her I was just trying to make you mad. That's really not making you an option because I was doing that intending us of getting back together. Kenzie said, you really thought that was going to make the relationship any better? The only thing you got out of this is being single. Dom says, we were already single. He says, what are you trying to get out of this if you're not going to believe me? Kenzie says, I'm talking to Emily and she says it's cheating. I was going to say, I want this relationship to work out, but honestly, it's not going anywhere. Clearly, you think what you did is okay, which means you're not going to stop doing your repeating patterns. You shattered my trust issues that were already effing terrible. How am I supposed to believe that you're going to change when you literally just cheated on me again? Dom said, I don't think it's okay. These texts show she was not normal unless she blended in with all the other peers and scoops felt. She says, I don't think it's okay. He says, but I wasn't trying to cheat on you. Kenzie said, is that really all you can say? That is so effing sad. Clearly, you were trying to cheat on me. Otherwise, you would have not texted her asking to do rugs. You couldn't even tell me, and you still can't tell me that you're not cheating on me in my eyes because you know you're cheating on me. I'm just reading your guys' comments. Mm. Oh, Daisy May, I saw your super sticker. Was that like way earlier ago? I'm sorry. But thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just saw it. I hope it wasn't like super long ago, like hours ago. Sorry. I just saw it pop up on my other screen. Um mm, okay. Okay. I'll continue. She says, clearly you were trying to cheat on me. Otherwise, you would have not texted her asking to do rugs. You couldn't even tell me, and you still can't tell me that you're not cheating on me in my eyes because you know you're cheating on me. She said, like I said, you're just a revolving door. You do not care about my feelings. Dom said I can. Kenzie said, of course you can now. Dom said, let's talk in person. I'll tell you I'm not cheating a million times. Dom said, I said that before. Kenzie said, how come you couldn't do what the 8 times I asked you yesterday and the day before? Dom says, I could, you wouldn't talk in person. Kenzie says, your actions speak louder than words. You didn't tell me 2 days ago, and then you cheated on me with Emily. Dom says, I didn't know I'd have to tell you that I'm not cheating. Kenzie says, you're about to get blocked. Dom says, I made a mistake and sent a snap. I didn't mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm sure you've done things you don't mean. Kenzie said, you followed her on Instagram, then proceeded to Snapchat her, and then proceeded to ask her to smoke weed and do rugs with you. It was more than just a snap. I've never done anything specifically to hurt your heart like that. Obviously, all humans mess up. I've never done something to specifically stab you in the effing back and you hurt my heart. Dom said, yeah, I went through my followers and followed back some people that you had no reason to follow. I was just mad for real. It was all because the Instagram thing. Dom says, no reason to unfollow. I thought that's what you were trying to do with the Instagram thing. I thought you would just realize I can play that game and just get back with me because I thought you were doing that on purpose to me. Kenzie said, that is not an effing game. That is purposely hurting my heart. What are you not getting about this? You purposely try to hurt me. Dom said, I thought you were trying to do that to me. Are you not getting that? Kenzie said, you did that to crush my effing soul when you know how I am with cheating. Dom said, I thought you were trying to hurt me. Kenzie said, I liked the picture, so you cheated on me. Dom says, I wouldn't have done that if you just explained the Insta post. You liked his comment, then liked an old post of his. Kenzie said, I liked a picture of a random person, then you cheated on me with a friend. Dom said, Kenzie, I wasn't trying to cheat. I wasn't even trying to make it look like I wasn't trying to cheat. I was just trying to make you mad. Kenzie said, asking her to hang out and come to your house and do rugs is effing cheating. Texting another female that lives in Strongsville, Ohio is cheating. Dom said, I didn't even think it would affect you that much. I didn't think it through. No, because do we think Dom was really trying to make her mad, or was he maybe just like trying to talk to someone to move on from her? I wish he would have just moved on. Mm, yeah, no. I wish they would have broke up for sure here. This is like a good point in time to get the hell away from each other. He says, I didn't even think it would affect you that much. I don't believe that. You knew she would freak out. He says, I didn't think it through. Kenzie said, you texted somebody that I'm friends with and asked them to hang out with you and smoke weed and do rugs. He says, yeah, I wanted you to come smoke with me. She says, so now you have cheated on me with 4 of my friends, Anne-Marie, Jada, Audrey, and now Emily. He didn't hook up with Emily though. He says we weren't dating during any of those. I wasn't even trying to cheat on you with Emily. She says we were dating during Jada and Anne Marie. She says, and I would effing watch your reply because I will block you. I don't need you in my life if that's how you feel about this. You're just showing me that you cannot comprehend how to change and how not to hurt people's feelings. You treat me like goddamn shit and you cheated on me to get back at me for liking an Instagram photo. He said, I wasn't trying to cheat. I didn't think I was cheating. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. I'll tell you every day I'm not cheating 100 times if you want, like, this is bullshit. This isn't what I wanted to happen. Like, you should just believe me and I'll show you that you can trust me because we're for real about to work it out. No. Aside from the, aside from the, I'm just like, aside from the threats and fearing for going to jail for dating a minor, like, does he actually love her? Because it seems like he does, and I'm just shook by it. Like, how could you love someone that treats you like this? Dom says, like, if we for real, because we're about to work it out, like, if we break up over growing apart or just not getting along or some dumb shit, that's whatever, but I can't keep let you break up with me over something that isn't true. Kenzie said, "We're about to work it out until you cheated on me. We didn't grow apart and we did not get along. We didn't not get along. You cheated on me. You didn't chase me when I left your house. You wouldn't talk to me inside of your house or in my car. Do you want to embarrass me and let the whole world hear a conversation? You do not give an F about me or how I feel." Um, she she does the same to him. Like when he's hanging with Blair and Kyle, she like does the same thing to him. She fights with him on the phone in front of his friends. She belittles him in front of his friends. So like I don't know why she thinks she's like perfect here. He says, "Kenzie, I didn't know what to do. You were being violent. The last thing I want to do is ever be violent with you. I told you we can talk at your house. I'd meet you there and you said no." Dom says, "If you're being violent, I'm not going to get away. Wait, if you're being violent, I'm going to get away. I'm sorry, but that's what I felt I had to do." Kenzie says, "You opened my mother's car door and tried to hit it against the stop sign. Of course, I'm going to grab you and tell you not to do that." Dom says, "I feel really bad, but I didn't know what to do." Dom says, "Kenzie, I said, let me out, and you started speeding off saying you're not stopping at any lights." And then Kenzie says, "Can you just stop lying to yourself? If you felt bad, you would have chased after me. I told you I'm not stopping at any lights because you told me you would get out of the car at a red light." Dom said, "Kenzie, I wanted to, but I wasn't trying to have that get worse." Kenzie says, "You made it worse by doing that." Dom says, "I didn't know what to do. You pulled up super mad and wasn't acting normal. I don't want us to fight. I'm not trying to I'm trying to avoid a fight the whole time. Like, you were mad. I was just trying to avoid bigger conflict. Like, the last thing I want to do is fight with you. I felt if we went anywhere or if I got back in the car, we were going to fight worse. And yeah, I'd rather not solve the problem than fight with someone I love because fighting hurts. Pushing it to the side only hurts a little. I don't like to do things or handle things on the spot because then you say and do shit you don't mean." Like that snap I sent. He says, "So what do you want to do from here?" She said, "What's your plan on fixing this?" He says, "Do you want me to swear to your face every day that I'm not cheating? And do you want me to take you out on a date? Let's go get petties." She said, "That's just a band-aid." Dom said, "Kenzie, you have to believe I didn't mean that. I said some shit I didn't mean. It was just meant to make you mad. Like, I hope you didn't actually mean it. All those things you said, like calling the cops on me and ruining my life and stuff, right?" Kenzie said, "Is that really what you're thinking about? Like, are you serious?" Dom says, "What? I'm just saying, I don't think you mean those things. Like, you say those things when you're mad. I sent that snap and I was pissed." Kenzie said, "Are you only trying to make it up to me because you're scared I'm going to call the police on you?" Dom said, I'd imagine you don't mean doing that to me. So I would hope that you would believe me when I say that I don't mean it." Kenzie said, "Because that's what it effing feels like." Dom said, "No, I feel bad and don't want you to think I was trying to get with her." Kenzie said, "Well, that's going to be really hard for me to believe." She says, "I don't say things to intentionally hurt them like somebody." Dom says, "Well, you're just gonna have to see over time." Yeah, but you said, "Yeah, but you try and make me shit my pants every week saying you're gonna call the cops on me. And I thought you were intentionally trying to hurt me or I would never have done that. I told you that." Because he said, "You hurt me way worse. They are not equal at all." And equal would have been you liking Emily's post, for example, even though that's a mutual friend, it would have made more sense. And again, the only reason I know is because she told me. Dom said, "Yeah, true. I should have done that or just told someone to tell you that I hit him up or something. I didn't think about that after. I did think about that after, but for real, that's just what I did and I didn't think about it." Dom said, "It was in the moment. I don't know." Kenzie said, "It's just going to take more than a pedicure to fix this." This is the way she wiggles her way back with the money, and you're gonna have to buy me this if you want me to forgive you. How can Dom get in trouble for dating her when he was a minor when they started dating? I don't really know. And I'm sure it probably depends now on state laws, right? But I think everywhere you can't date minors. I don't know what it would look like if they were dating before. Would it matter? I don't know. Guess we should ask a lawyer. I wish Dom knew at the age of consent. Oh, is it? Is 16 in Ohio? Thank you, Rebecca. Wow. So she was blackmailing him and like that's crazy. And it wasn't even a thing. She said it's gonna take more than just a pedicure to fix this. He says, I told you I would tell you every day that I'm not cheating. Like, if I didn't send that snap, we could just be cool anyways. I don't know why you can't just accept that I only sent that snap because I was mad. Kenzie said, you're right. We could be way cooler than we are right now. Dom said, I know. We could probably be doing a lot of things if I didn't do that. Kenzie said, I know. You just said that. Dom said, what? She said, she questions his message. He says, yeah, I'm just saying if I didn't send that snap, everything would be fine. Kenzie said, yeah, and I'm saying that this is the third time you said that to me. So I don't understand what your point is. Dom said, my point is I didn't mean the snap, and you'll see that I don't mean the snap. And if I didn't send it, we would probably be chilling, playing Fortnite after going to the West Side Market and finding something good to make for dinner. Then we would probably be going to get petties and everything would be pretty enjoyable. Kenzie says, are you trying to buy my love back right now? Dom says, no, I'm just saying usually be doing stuff. Kenzie says, like, what happens when I give you another chance and then you just do the same shit again? Like, how am I going to believe that you're not going to do the same shit again when you literally can't stop doing the same shit? Dom says, Kenzie, I'm not going to do that again. And I only did that because I thought you were trying to make me mad. If you thought I was doing something, you would do something back. I'm not talking about that situation. Specifically, I'm talking about any situation. You wanted a bag from me to get you back 2 weeks ago, so it seems like you want me to. Are you serious? He's literally going to go to the Balenciaga bag and try to, like, buy her here? No, I know, I'm screaming. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And she's just gonna go right back to it because she just uses him. So she's like, "Yeah, whatever, I don't care about him. I'm still gonna let him buy me this bag. I'm still gonna treat him like shit." And then murder him, kill him in the car. She says, I mean, shit, I do want that bag, but I care about my heart way more, and playing games with my heart is a deal breaker. Hold on, I need wa okay. Um, okay, so she says, "Playing games with my heart is a deal breaker." Liar. Dom says, "Look, Kenzie, I told you why I did what I did and how I felt. You can believe me or break up with me. I'm not gonna keep doing this." She says, "How are you going to fix this then? Because it's sounding like you can't." Dom said, "You want me to swear to God to you every day that I'm not cheating? Because if you're saying I broke your trust again, I don't know how to fix trust besides showing you that you can't trust me, which will just happen over time." She says, "It's going to take a lot, but you're going to have to be willing to do that, which I don't think you are." Dom says, "Willing to do what?" She said, "Earn my trust back in whatever way you need to." He says, "Of course. I mean, you'll see that quick for real. I'm about my shit. I don't play. Why would I get back with you just to play with your heart again? If we're both gonna try, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm like choking over here. Sorry, I had a scratch in my throat. He says, "Why would I get back with you just to play with your heart again? If we're both gonna try, yeah, Imma earn your trust back. We have a future together." Ew. Right now, I ain't gonna throw it over some dumb shit. So, what you wanna do? Wanna play some Fortnite and get pedicure? No! No! Yeah. Okay, this is what she says. "I'm going to give you one last chance, and when I say this, I know I've said it 1,000,000 times, but this is actually the effing final straw. I better not get any weird vibes from you, and I better." Oh my god, I'm, like, choking. Hold on. Not me, like, having an itch in my throat. Okay, let me start over. "I'm going to give you one last chance, and when I say this, I know I've said it." Excuse me, guys. "I've said it 1,000,000 times, but this is actually the final effing straw. I better not get any weird effing vibes from you, and I better be reassured multiple times a day that I am loved, and you're not going to cheat on me. We have to connect on an effing deeper level than we are right now, and you can't just do what you're doing. If you put a Band-Aid on the situation, it's only gonna get worse over time. I can be more patient with my anger and response time. You're going to need to do a lot more effing work than me in this part, though. You fucked up so bad. It's gonna take a lot more work than you think." I'm so bummed out. He says, "Kenzie, I'm sorry. You know I love you. I hope you can believe I didn't mean it. And thank you for not backing out of your end. I appreciate it a lot. To be honest, you can be as angry as you want as long as you let me step away from situations when they're getting too sticky. Because anger issues don't go away. And I know that I had them too for a while. It takes repeated practice every time you get mad. But when you are mad and we're fighting like crazy, please let me walk away from the situation. I love you, Kenzie. You are a beautiful person." What the hell? What the helly? A beautiful person? Yuck. She says, "Then treat me like it." Oh, he says, "I will, and you can't say I don't treat you good already. I make big efforts to make you happy, and I barely ask for anything in return. Do you wanna get petties today? That sounds nice and relaxing with all this stress." He says, "Fortnite?" Okay, and then he says, "Blocked," and sends a screenshot. She says, "What?" He says, "Blocked Emily." She said, "I don't care. She's really not the problem. It's more of you." He says, "True. Well, I blocked her anyway." She said, "Okay, that's not really the solution I'm looking for right now. I guess I'll get on Fort." He says, "You'll trust me again soon. I promise. I shouldn't have broken your trust. But then it isn't what I was intending." She says, "Here." He says, "One sec." And then she sends screenshot. She said, "Yeah, I might just go to bed." She says, "Sounds like you have your night planned out." Dom said, "I'll let you know shortly what the plan is." Because he said, "'Kay, because I'm just gonna watch a movie with my mom if you don't wanna hang out with me." He says, "I do, but I'm not gonna have a car for a grip and I need to make money. I gotta pay my bills, you know?" She said, "So what's the plan?" At 8:28 PM. He says, "I don't know, maybe we just watch movies." She said, "Should I just watch movies with my mom or are you picking me up?" He said, "I'm not sure yet. If you wanna watch movies with her, you can. I'm already tired anyway. If you wanna wait a sec till I figure out if I gotta leave or not, then maybe we can watch movies here in a sec." She said, "Let me know." He said, "Okay." She said, "Well, I'm gonna start the movie, like, right now, so let me know." She says, "Like, let me know if you wanna hang out and watch movies tonight." He said, "I might have to run to Rocky River. Give me a sec. Let me see." He said, "I probably gotta run places. If it falls through in, like, 20 minutes, I'll swoop you, but I don't wanna make you wait if I'm not being If I'm not even able to chill, so watch the movie with your mom." She said, "Okay." He said, "My bad, just important plays right now. Got my stuff done." Okay, so that was at 8:42. He said, "Got my stuff done, probably about to just go to bed." He said, "It's supposed to be nice Wednesday and Thursday we should skate." She said, "Okay." He says, "Bet." She says, "You lied to me. You literally lied to me. I'm gonna give you the chance to come clean because I know exactly what happened. You effed up," she says at 11:02 PM. He says, "What? What did I lie about?" She says, "I'm gonna give you one last chance." He said, "What happened? When? I'm confused. What could I have lied about? Are you just trying to see if I was hiding something?" He says, "I'm about to fall back asleep." She said, "Me liking that Instagram picture had nothing to do with you texting Emily. You followed her the day before on Instagram." That's crazy. A beautiful person? Well, I know, Nancy. I just can't. I know, Yvonne. This is like the never ending. This gets petty every day. I know. Love and relationships are warped from his childhood. I know. Yet his issues could never come clean to those of right, Tasha. So he lied, you guys. He was trying to get at Emily the day before. Austin, you are so late right now. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with you. Hi, Austin. You guys, I don't know. Like, was he trying to get at Emily then? Yeah, maybe he was. I feel like Dom just needed to get out of this relationship so bad. Okay, she says, You followed her the day before on Instagram." She says, "You plan on texting her was already in the making. You already followed her the day before you decided to text her. Like, I don't believe anything that's coming out of your mouth. Like, we have problems." He says, "No, I followed like a couple people back. I went through my followers and I just started following people I didn't follow back." Sorry, Dom, but that's an excuse that, yeah, I don't buy that. Oh, it's Halloween. I forgot. Sorry, Yasin. I forgive you. I missed you. Um, yeah, I don't buy that. Yeah, I don't buy that. I've actually had an ex tell me that before. Like back in the day. Mm, he says, "Yeah, I just started following people I didn't follow back." Dom says, or Kenzie says, "Okay, who else did you follow back then if it's not just her? Because then we still have a problem. You had your full intention of texting her." Dom says, "I didn't even know I followed her back." Kenzie said, "And the other people you followed back, you were probably going to text as well. Stop lying." Dom says, "No, not really, for real." She says, "What the F is wrong with you? Why are you weird AF?" He said, "It's a follow, I guess. I followed more than one person because I was just following people back." Kenzie says, "Vivian, Emily, and Alyssa." She like knows everybody he followed. That's so crazy. Man, I'm glad we didn't have the social media when I was in high school. Oh yeah, it was toxic. 4 girls he followed. 3, sorry. She says, "Oh, then I guess me liking that picture is just a like, I guess." If it's just a follow if it's just a follow that it's just a like, Dom says, "Yeah, I think those are the only people. I can just unfollow them." She says, if you just like makes you think to slide in someone's DM, what do you think an effing follow, you idiot?" There's a typo. She said, "You're effing weird AF." He says, "Not, I just followed them back because you unfollowed them." She says, "No, we have problems. Wouldn't you think I unfollowed them for a reason?" Dom says, "I can just unfollow them again. It's pretty simple." She said, "It's funny how you men think you could just lie and get your way. I don't give an F." He says, "I'm really not lying. You broke up with me, so I started following people back." Kenzie says, "Literally, you're just proving every reason to me that you can't keep your word and you're a revolving door. It's effing gross. Dom says, like, I was mad, but that wasn't trying to cheat at all. Kenzie says, I don't give an F what you think. Dom said, I was just following people back. If it's just a like, it's just a follow, Kenzie. She said, I find it odd, too, that he texted me. Oh, this is what Emily said. I find it odd that he texted me and that, like, the day before he followed me on Instagram, which was odd because I've always followed him. So I wasn't like, I went and followed him that day. Like, I have followed him for over a year. So it was odd. And like, he doesn't know me at all. Like, what if I were to say yes? Then what would he have done? I feel like he's just backing himself up so he doesn't look stupid. He's just saying that he knew I would say no because he doesn't want you leaving him. But either way, I would say no because I love my EJ. Kenzie says, you're an effing liar. Dom says, Kenzie, I don't give a F what she said. I didn't even know I followed her back. I went through my followers and I was just mutualing people that were just following me. She says, if you don't give an F, then this isn't a relationship. Dom said she probably wants us to break up so she can brag about me following her or something. Kenzie said, stop trying to make excuses. Dom says, I don't give an F what Emily say. If I'll unfollow the people, like I didn't do anything and I didn't mean to do anything. And if you don't believe me, breaking up with me, but if you want to believe me and stay with me, I swear I'm not going to cheat on you or try to cheat on you. And I'm going to tell you every day I'm not going to. Like, you broke up with me and I followed people back on Insta, like I can just unfollow them. Then she sends a bunch of TikToks. He says, Kenzie, I know, Kenzie, I'm sorry. You don't understand how bad that makes me feel. Like, I swear to you, I would never do that again. Like, please, just believe me. I do things out of anger and spite, but that's just because I'm more sad deep down than those follows and stuff mean nothing. He says, like, I really don't want to hurt you. I was hurt and just started covering my sadness with anger, doing things impulsively. He said, but for real, shit, I did back when back then already eats me up. Like, I don't want to be a bad person. Like, you have no idea how bad I feel about that all the time. And for real, part of the reason I was so mad acting crazy is you really I really need you right now. Like, can you be there for me today and tomorrow, please? My mom has surgery tomorrow. But no follows means nothing. And if I had to F with another girl, if we broke up, I promise you she's not going to be from around here. I'd get the F out of here if we broke up. Probably I'd at least be out of the city. He says, yeah, I do shit, but I own all my decisions and tell what happened. Yeah, she probably started saying that to you because she's mad I blocked her or something. Why didn't she start saying that before? So yeah, I'll unfollow then if you want. I don't give an F. It's just mutual. I mean, for real, if anything, you should just know all those things I did when I was mad weren't right, but it's because I'm crazy about you and upset. So at least you know I love you like crazy. Kenzie said, she's been saying that to me. Dom said, well, yeah, I guess that's all I gotta say. I'll unfollow them. I only did that because of the shit you were broken up with me. It was wrong though, but I was upset. Kenzie says, why do you just expect me to be there for you when you literally cheated on me and lied to me? Dom says, tell her to stop getting too confident. When? Years ago? Kenzie says, no, I don't crush people's confidence. Dom says, I didn't do shit this time. I was just doing petty shit. I wasn't trying to cheat at all. Yeah, well, she's pissing me off trying to make me look bad, and she's trying to actually believe I was trying to chill. Kenzie said, I mean, yeah, nobody just asked people to hang out if they didn't mean it. So, of course, that's what we think. Dom said, I mean, I told her that I thought with four eyes she'd be able to see it. Like, for real, that's making me mad. That shit dumb. Kenzie, if you want to be together, you're going to have to believe me this time. And it simply comes down to that. If there's a next time, I won't do no bluffs and talk to other people or follow people. I was just super mad. And if there's a next time I do that, you don't have to believe me or what I was doing. You can just break up with me. But I imagine we'll just be together. But if you want anything to work this time, you're going to have to believe me. Kenzie says, and if you want anything to work, you need to stop being an effing disgusting lying cheater. And I need to be treated like the effing goddess I am. There it is. There it is. The goddess. An actual model, I mean. Sh- uh, He's She says, "I can't believe you effing lied to me." Dom says, "About what? What did I lie about?" He says, "I didn't say that. Didn't follow her. I owned everything I did. I told you exactly why I did." She says, "Do you know exactly what you did? You know?" He said, "Yeah, I know exactly what I did. You were broken up with me and I was mad and it was all a bluff." She said, "And you still didn't follow her. Oh, you still didn't unfollow her." "She's sending me a screenshot proof right now." Dom said, "I got you." She said, "No, you clearly don't because I had to effing tell you. Clearly you don't." Dom says, "I have been texting you this whole time. I didn't even take a sec to get off iMessage." Unfollowed her though. "You gotta just trust me and believe me. For real. I know you say you can't trust me, but I swear I'm trying to be a good person. For real. Like, even this kid has been talking shit about me, messing my business, and I don't know if I want to rob him because I don't know if it's justifiable." No, Dom. She says, "Who?" He says, "The kid messing up my shit. You don't know him. He's not from around here." Kenzie says, "And I really don't care. Honestly, it just sounds like you're getting the karma from everything you've done to me. Like, literally, think of everything you have ever done to me, and I'm just here. Like I said, it's effing embarrassing for me. It's effing embarrassing means an L." He said, "Kenzie, who cares what people think after high school is over? You're not seeing any of these people ever again. Like, F everyone from your hometown. They're all haters for real and don't want to see anyone else win. Like, I'm trying to get out this B." She says, "I'm trying not to get cheated on every effing month." He says, "You won't get cheated on, I swear." He says, "Like, I'm not on that. That was long ago. We've been together 3 years after that, and I haven't cheated. Like, I'ma just throw away all of that for some PUSSY. No, also, even if I didn't love you, I'd just break up with you. Because if I cheated, I know something you'd probably be smashing my car windows or something. If you want to be with me, you're going to have to believe what I say. This is just going to be a mess." He says, "You believe me?" Question mark. "Why aren't you answering?" He says, "You can't get mad at me for not answering, then not answer, but whatever, I'll talk to you later." She says, "I'm sleeping." He said, "Oh, okay, I didn't think that because you were up earlier." And then he says, "Want to play Fortnite for a little?" She says, "No." He said, "You mad at me or something?" She said, "Yeah." He said, "And okay to be mad at me. I don't hold grudges on you though for anything." She said, "It's not a grudge. You lied to me about cheating on me. The F you mean? Like, we can be done again. I'm not doing this." He says, "And like, what are you mad about?" That's what I said. Kenzie said, what about you lying about who you followed on Instagram and when the time occurred? You were planning on texting Emily. It wasn't because I liked the photo." Dom says, "What do you mean? I told you exactly who I followed on Insta." Kenzie said, "That was just an excuse that you got your hands on. I don't give an F." He said, "I followed a couple people." She said, "You were planning on texting her. The whole effing time I was trying to work it out with you, you were following bitches on Instagram too. So I like one picture and then you follow multiple people in my grade, then proceed to text somebody that has been to our parties." Dom said, "Bruh, because I thought you were talking about talking to people. Why don't you get that?" Kenzie said, "So liking one picture means following multiple people in my grade and proceeding to text Emily, and you followed all of them before I liked the photo? Are you trying to defend yourself right now?" Dom says, "You liked his comment and his photo. Like I said, I was mad and didn't mean it." Kenzie said, "Are you trying to defend yourself? You followed all three of those people before I liked the photo." Dom said, "No, I'm saying I got mad about this and that's why I did it." "Yeah, Kenzie, I was mad at you all weekend." She said, "No, because you said you did it before. I don't give an F. So you were planning on texting other people no matter what, and you're just using me liking that photo as an excuse. You were planning on texting her and you know what you did." Are they ever going to get over this? Like, okay, we get it. Nikki. Um, he says, like before I did that, you had the fixing to do. You threatened cops on me, threatened to ruin my life. You threw a rock at me. You pulled my hair, and I was offended AF because you broke up with me after I dealt with all of that. Then I got more offended because I thought you were talking to people while trying to get back with me. So I thought in my head, oh, yeah, you want to play that game? Well, I'll just send the snap, but it was impulsive and wrong. I thought you were trying to mess with my feelings. So I did that. That's why I sent the snap. And then the Insta thing, I was just going through my followers and followed them back. Like, if you want to be with me, you're going to have to trust me. Like, I for real don't give an F about no PUSSY. Like, if I wanted to get with other girls, I'm just going to tell you that. For real. If I didn't love you, I would tell you that and break up with you. Think about the past. I've only been honest about how I felt towards you and other people. Kendi says, you followed all of the people the day before you said that sent that Snapchat. It was not after. Dom said, because for real, I'm a cheat on you just to look like a cheater and make enemies with you when I could just break up with you and go talk to as many girls as I want. Kenzie said, one day before. Dom said, yeah, I followed people back. And then the next day I confronted you about the pic. You didn't tell me anything about how it was just a hashtag post and liked his comment. Yeah, I was mad. That's a signal to drop in the DMs. Like, what do you mean? Like, if girls commented on my post and I was liking it and liking their photos, you would be so salty. Shit, if I didn't love you, I just block you, not give you an explanation, then go actually get with a bunch of other girls. But I didn't. I just tried to offend you back because I thought you were purposely trying to offend me. Like, believe me or don't believe, it's up to you if you want to be together. I'm ready for either. For real, we both deserve to be happy. And for real, if we break up, I ain't effing with no hoes from around here. You're going to catch me in Cali or Florida. Is he finally standing up for himself? No, he gets back with her. She says, how should I believe you when I keep finding out these little lies that you like to not tell me? Dom says, I didn't lie about anything. I just didn't think of the Insta thing at all. Dom says, yeah, that definitely wasn't on the top of my conscience. She says, yeah, it's effing gross. Dom says, I'm sorry, Kenzie. I just love you and got really offended, but it was a big misunderstanding. You got to believe I only did my actions because your actions, and I didn't mean it at all, but I was offended at the comment and picture thing. And I know you understand why I was mad about that. Because if I did that, you would break up with me. Kenzie says, no, I honestly don't understand. I'm trying to have you explain before I break up with you. You literally told me yesterday if I cheated on you, you would break up with me. So why does it make it okay for you to cheat on me and me to stay with you? It doesn't matter if it was a misunderstanding or if you were mad or if you were offended. You did it. Dom says, Kenzie, we were broken up one and two, and I didn't mean it three. I said, I'm sorry, and I know it was wrong, and I never do anything like that again. Kenzie, if I broke up with you, started working it out with you, but then was liking girls' comments and pictures, you would be so salty. You wouldn't get back with me. So vice versa. That's what I seen. You broke up with me trying to work it out, then talking to other dudes. Yeah, I flipped a switch and got pissed AF, but that was my point of view. If you're never gonna believe me and just gonna look at me like that, then maybe we should break up because I'm not that person anymore. And if you can't see that I'm not that person anymore, why are we together? Who are you in love with then? Like nobody's perfect, but you are not your mistakes. Your mistakes don't define you. Whatsoever, I never define someone by their mistakes. But if you define me by my mistakes, then yes, let's break up so we can both be happy. She says, okay, then are we still broken up right now? If we're broken up, then because you didn't ask me out and I didn't ask you out. She says, I define you by your mistakes because you keep effing making them. I mean, I've been trying to effing work this out with you for days and I just keep finding out new information. I'm hurt. He says, Kenzie, you got all the information. It was two things. And I know you're hurt, but I was too. I thought you were trying to hurt me, so I hurt you back. And I was going to ask you out, but I wanted it to be special, not over text or something. She says, I don't understand how you can do that to somebody that you're claiming you love so much. Dom says, if I didn't love you that much, I probably wouldn't have done that. For real. I probably would have just hit you up with a bye and blocked you. It only made me so mad because I care about you and I wanted you to get mad too. She said, that doesn't make any sense. If you were so offended, you should have broke up with me. It's just becoming new reasons. Like, that was not the reason before. I thought it was because I liked the photo. This shit sucks. He said, no, the snap was the photo thing. But the other shit was just breaking up with me. You're playing with my heart, hella, to breaking up with me every week. Like, I was for real mad AF at the same time. I found out my mom going into ICU Tuesday. Yeah, I was going effing crazy, try being afraid your mom is gonna die. Then you think your girl who just broke up with you yesterday is talking to other people while trying to get back to you. Yeah, the emotional stress was crazy. I couldn't handle it and covered it subconsciously with anger. Instead of being sad, I just said, nah, I'm mad. Yeah, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. Like, it's just too much. It's just too much. I wish this is the time that they really broke up. She said, I get that you feel like your life is falling apart, but why would you make it even worse by texting other girls? That's not going to fill the void. Dom said, I don't know, Kenzie. I was really mad, and I thought if I made you mad, it would make me feel better. Kenzie says, I just don't get how you can be so comfortable with Emily. It just makes me feel like you've been so comfortable with other females in the past. She sends a bunch of question marks. How come you're not answering fast now? He said, because Angelo messed up my FL studio and I'm trying to fix it. He tried to mix and send shit and messed it up. I really don't do any females. What do you mean be comfortable? How? She said, it just doesn't make sense how you could be so comfortable sending that text message to Emily if you're not comfortable with other females. Like, I'm getting input from somebody that has cheated before, so I know how it works. Dom says, I don't give an F. I was mad. It's just what I thought. I was trying to make you mad because I thought you were purposely trying to make me mad. He said, No, not, I don't give a F about the situation. I don't give an F about how uncomfortable I was doing any of that. About how comfortable I was doing any of that. I was just mad. Who are you getting input from? She said, my cheating friends, okay? LOL. He says, they should hear my point of view from me and then they would come back me up too. She said, they read the conversation. Dom said, honestly, I don't care anymore. There's nothing I can do anymore if you're not going to believe me. She says, I believe you until you didn't tell me the full truth. He says, what I didn't tell you was that I followed someone. Why would I thought of that? I didn't even specifically follow anyone. It's not like I just followed one person. All the things I did were out of spite. She said, yeah, but it's all girls in my grade that you follow. Vivian is op as fuck, and you followed her. Dom said, when I was going through my followers and followed people back. Kenzie said, that doesn't make it any better. That makes it worse that you did it out of spite. He says, I got no idea. I'll block her. Kenzie says, you could have just talked to me. And asked me about it. We've been together for 3 years and you know how I am. Dom said, Kenzie, I don't know. I wasn't right in the mind. You have to understand that. I was really offended by you. Like, you act like I didn't go through nothing either. Like, you broke up with me. I didn't break up with you. You broke up with me every week of 2022. Yes, I'm gonna be mad. It's every week. She says, you didn't chase me after I told you, if you do not get in the car, I'm going to leave and break up with you. You could have chased me and you didn't. All you had to do was come talk to me in the car and we would have been good. He says, I told you I would go to your house and talk. Kenzie says, and I told you that's not happening and that wasn't an option. Dom says, I thought you were going to try and blackmail me or something. Kenzie said, my whole family was home. That was not happening, and you know that. Dom said, I said, if you gave me keys, we can talk. You said no. I wanted to make sure you weren't going to speed off or get in my house and call the cops or something because you weren't acting right. You know it. And I didn't want you to do something unreasonable or something you didn't mean, like try and send me to jail or try and throw rocks at me or something. Like I really wanted to get in, but I just felt like it it was only going to get worse. She says, "First of all, I wasn't going to give you the keys. Second of all, why would I speed off and drive for no reason when gas is so effing expensive? Three, why would I call the cops when I'm inside of your house? I want nothing to do with that. You made it worse by not talking to me in the situation and pushing it under the rug." Dom says, "If there's a next time, I'll handle it differently." She says, "Every time I catch you doing some bullshit, it's a different reason. There shouldn't be a next time. I should not never have to feel that way. And I'm not saying you should either." Dom says, "I hope there isn't." She said, "That should be up to you. You're mature enough to know what's wrong. And where were you in the woods that one night?" He said, "What woods?" She said, "You posted at 3 a.m. You asked, 'What's the move?'" And then Dom sends a picture. She said, "At 3 a.m." He said, "That?" She said, "Yup." He said, "I didn't say what's the move. I just posted that." Kenzie said, "What the F you doing outside, huh?" He said, "I was just in my back porch. I walked outside to grab something from my car, and it was a dope photo." Yeah, it was just the back porch. Kenzie said, "Is your expensive Balenciagas in the snow? What are you dressed all nice for?" Dom said, "I wasn't wearing anything nice. I was just wearing my Balenci's. And it was super fresh snow. Did do shit to my Balenci's ever after having to walk in the mud. Then I crashed the car." Kenzie says, "You have a lot of self-proving to do and a lot of work to do to make me trust you again. Right now, you're in deep shit." Dom says, "You're gonna have to wait and see. You'll trust me again." Kenzie says, So I'm gonna wait and see how you fix this because I'm not going to tell you how." He says, "How do I fix trust? You can't fix trust. You're just gonna have to see you can trust me." She says, "Once again, actions speak louder than words." He says, "Yeah, I'm not trying to use words. I'm just trying to tell you I don't think I can just fix trust, but I know that over time, you'll know you can totally trust me." He says, "My arms are straight fried." She says, "From what?" He says, "Just hit arms." She said, "You can invite them, but these are the people that you cannot invite. You can't invite AJ. I need carts also." He says, "LOL, I'm cool with whatever." "So don't invite AJ?" She said, "You can't invite B unless he apologizes to me." Dom says, "Okay, that's cool." Kenzie said, "In my face, while looking in my eyes, he has to apologize or he can't come." Dom said, "Okay, I got you." Meant to unmute, but I accidentally ended it. My bad. My mom is throwing up so bad right now. We don't even know why. Kenzie said, "Take her to the hospital." She says, "What is going on?" Dom said, "I don't even know. She goes for surgery tomorrow anyways." Kenzie said, "What time?" She says, "What's the plan tonight?" He said, 11:30 a.m. She's throwing up. They gave her some type of laxative to clean out her system before surgery. Kenzie said, "Well, she shouldn't be throwing up right now. That's kind of dumb that they gave her that. Like, why wouldn't they give it to her at night? Who's driving her to surgery?" Dom said, they have to give it to her right now to make sure her system is completely flushed by tomorrow." She said, "Karina left if you want to hang out." He says, "There can't be anything in her because they're literally cutting her open." Kenzie says, "Well, it's only 4. Why didn't they give it to her at night so she could at least feel comfortable?" Dom says, "Yeah, what's the move? Are you going to want to go at all? Because if so, I want to shower. I smell from working out." "I don't know. I'm not at the doctor's. Let's just hope this goes good." "I really don't know how to feel. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to be sad, but I honestly just can't process it. I just don't want to think about it." Kenzie says, "I was just saying we can watch movies. Like, we don't need to go do anything or spend money. We can just go to Allison's and then watch movies." Dom says, "Yeah, that sounds good. Can I shoot hoops for a little?" She says, "I guess. Just come get me after." He says, "Bet." She says, "I'm going to wash my hair and shower if you're going to hoop." He says, "Yeah, that's cool. I'm just shooting around. Doesn't seem like no one's hooping anywhere today, so I won't be long." She said, okay, bet. She says, I'm out of the shower. He says, you want to skate? She says, I don't have the boards. Dom says, where are they? She says, in my car. My car is getting fixed. Dom said, where can we grab them? She said, the Brunswick Auto. I don't want to skate because of my toe. Dom says, damn, I want to be outside. Kenzie sends a picture of her toe. Ew, I wish I could show you guys. It's disgusting. Dom says, damn, WTF. It's still that bad. Ew, and then she sends another picture, but I can't see it. Thank goodness. She says, I ripped off a layer of skin, so my shit is really bad right now. Dom says, I wouldn't do that. And she sends another picture. Kenzie says, this is what the compound is supposed to do. It's supposed to get rid of the wart. Dom says, oh, so the wart isn't gone? She said, not fully. The little black specks is the wart. He said, that's crazy. He says, can I go to High Point to hoop for a bit? She says, "'Kay. How long is that going to take?" He said, "Def not long, tops an hour and a half. I have a play at 7, so I'd probably be trying to get home before 6:30 so we can go and meet, play at Allison's or something at 7, then watch movies after." Kenzie says, "Just go pick up the stuff from Allison's and be ready to hang out, I guess. I don't know. We would be hanging out at like effing 7 o'clock at night. I thought we would hang out soon, but okay. Just go get the grape stuff and then text me when you're home, I guess, or pick me up when you're on the way back." He says, "I'm sorry. It's really nice and I'm trying to hoop. If there's no one at the park, I'll just come back. Travis and Joey are going, so we're going to see." She says, "Kay." She says, "I don't like them." He says, "I'm just trying to hoop." She says, "My mom is making steaks." He said, "Lit. I'm almost done hooping." She says, "Go to Allison's, then get me." She says, "They close at 8." And then she says, "You're joking. Like, I know you're not playing that. I'm going to be a terrible reply right now after everything that just happened." Dom said, "What? I told you I was almost done. Had to finish game." And then she sends a bunch of TikToks. "Didn't know I had to be asked to be treated like this." He says, "Kenzie, everything looks better on social media, and you know that. I asked you to hoop. I'll go to Allison's though." He says, "You know I love you and care about you, but you can't get me to that point. You can't make me freak out. Like I can't keep doing this. I've been under emotional stress my whole life since I was a little kid. I just want it to stop. I don't like fighting. I've watched my mom fight with my dad for years, then with Troy." So Miss Russo also might have a bad tendency of getting in toxic, bad relationships. Um, he says, then with Troy, then with Ryan. Wow. So Dom's dad was a piece of shit, and both of the guys his mom dated, apparently, Troy and Ryan. Dom says, "And if you can't believe me and always think that of me, then break up with me because you're not going to be happy, babe. I want you to be happy. Like, for real, I can't keep going through this emotional stress. It's either going to make me suicidal or heartless. I don't want either. If something happens to my mom tomorrow, I'm never going to forgive myself and I will probably go with her. Like, for real, I was okay. Now I'm not. I'm all worked up. Like, I just wanted to relax and watch a movie. All I wanted was for you to be there for me today and tomorrow." Kenzie says, "This is crazy." She says, "No, you think that's how I feel I feel somebody that loves me would never cheat on me or make me feel the way you make me feel. A relationship should always be fun and loving. There shouldn't be this much tension and anger in a relationship. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to stop thinking about what you did. It doesn't matter what I did first or what do you think I did. You still did something so much worse, and it's just not fair or forgettable. You know I care about your mom and what's going on, but I can't just let you treat me this way. Nothing you can say is going to make me feel better about the situation. You are causing this emotional stress on yourself. I was telling you how I feel. Then you started freaking out and spit on me. So I left, of course. I did let you hug me. Why would I let you hug me after you just talked to me like that? I wanted to be there for you too, but then you make me feel like shit. I had to leave. If you want it to just stop, then be better and make the change because you're the only one making yourself feel that way. Control your emotions and how you feel. I'm done letting you make me feel any type of way because you've just used to be like an effing rag doll, this whole relationship. Yes, you do nice things for me, and yes, you buy me things, but it's more than that. I need affirmations from you. I need to feel loved and I need a trust, and there's nothing coming back. And there's nothing coming from you. I don't feel any love from you. When I came over today, it just felt blank. Dom says, Kenzie, I'm sorry, but if you had going on what I had going on, you'd be acting crazy. I thought you were trying to take shots at me, so I did to you. I was really hurting, thinking you were doing that. And why didn't you tell me you weren't trying to play with my feelings anyway, even if it wasn't like that? Like, you should have just told me, and then we would have been back together. And yeah, the day I found out my mom had surgery, Tuesday, and yeah, I was super emotional. Kenzie said, "You can say that 1 million times and it's not going to mean anything." Dom said, "And no, I don't treat you like a rag doll." "What do you mean?" "By treating you like a rag doll the past year, I've treated you better than anyone I know. If anyone else said not even half the things you do to me, I'd smack them in the mouth and I'd just brush it off like it's nothing." Kenzie says, "I don't care what you have going on or how crazy you feel or what you do. Thought I was trying to do it still, not making it right. You still betrayed my trust. I really don't wanna have to block you." He says, "Kenzie, why didn't you just tell me that it was the hashtag earlier and explain earlier then? You were trying to make me feel like an option, and you know that." She says, "You're so effing delusional. I'm done." He says, "What were you trying to do then?" He said, "All that's doing is making me feel like you're talking to other people. Like, if you were trying to get back with me, why didn't you just explain that earlier? Because I still feel like you were trying to make me feel like an option. Because you could have at least explained that if we were getting back together." She says, "You're just proving my point of being a revolving door in my life." He says, "What do you mean? I'm just asking why you didn't explain." Kenzie says, "I told you 85 times that I liked a picture through a hashtag. I wasn't looking if it was a girl or a boy. Like I said, every single picture, I like multiple girls' pictures and I liked multiple boys' pictures. It's not a big deal. They're random people in a hashtag, and you know this. So once again, I'm all done. So stop texting me." He says, "Why didn't you explain when you were trying to get back with me then? Why did you wait? To make me feel shitty?" She said, "Sure. What we're not doing is going to turn this on me. You are a cheater and you cheated on me and you need mental help. The way you treat women is disgusting." Dom said, "Kenzie, we were broken up. Why didn't you explain it to me earlier?" Kenzie said, "If we were broken up, then it doesn't matter. We were broken up, so I didn't feel like I needed to explain." Dom says, "I don't know. That's feeling fake. Why are you saying that now?" She said, "If we were broken up and it doesn't matter." He said, "Okay, then what I did doesn't matter because we were broken up." Kenzie said, "Exactly. I'm just playing your stupid little mind game. Stop trying to manipulate me. You cheated on me. You can say whatever you want to clear your conscience, but it's not going to work. It would have been better if you just liked or followed random girls. You followed people in my grade. You're effing weird. You're a grown man." Dom says, "Okay, Kenzie, I thought you were trying to hurt me and you would have never seen if I liked any post. You had me blocked." Kenzie says, "You're 20 years old trying to talk to girls in my grade, and I'm just a little confused on how. I'm 17 years old and can handle relationships and maturity way better than you ever could." She said, "Okay, I'm going to block you." He says, "Who am I trying to talk to in your grade?" He says, "Block me. I don't care. You tried to make me feel like an option first, and that's how I feel now." She says, "You're a cheater. Cheaters never change." He says, "I'm stressed out, sick to my stomach, and I got a headache. Like, if you're gonna always make me feel like an option, then leave. Because you say all the time you got so many guys hitting you up." She says, "You're actually repulsive." He says, "Say you can just leave me." She says, if you want to make me feel like an option, then so be it." He said, "No, the past 6 months you have been repulsive. You've been mean AF to me." She says, "Oh, yeah? Keep going." She says, "Come on." He says, "Yeah, I did one bluff and you break up with me every week, threaten the cops on me, threaten to get with other dudes like every week. Like, you know, you do that, you def try, and you make me feel like an option lately." She says, "We're so effing done." He said, "You just did earlier too. You showed me all your DMs saying you can answer them, and you've said that many times." Kenzie says, "You're effing terrible. You're an effing terrible person. Yeah, I'm just going to let you know again that you just ruined every last bit of change that you had with me. Just think just to think I thought we would actually be something and I wasted my entire high school effing with some low life rug dealer who treats women like shit. We can go there too. I can go there too. You deserve all the karma that's coming your way, and you're about to get effed with karma. Dom says, I don't care, Kenzie. I love you, and I'm glad you're never gonna believe. And I love you. I'm glad because you're never gonna believe me and see me differently. So I hope you can be with someone else and be happy. She says, you do not love me. If you loved me, you would have never cheated on me in the first place. He says, and see, you try to make me feel shitty again, like I'm a low life rug dealer. She said, now you can't stop. Now you can stop saying that. He says, I never knew what love was. Thank you for showing me. She says, you do not love me. I am not your babe. You're an effing cheater. He says, I'll love you forever for that. She says, thanks for ruining my whole life. I effing hate you. He said, I still love you. She said, no, you do not. Now you can stop saying that. He says, and I still hope your life is amazing. She said, and I hope you go to effing jail. F you. He says, I'm sorry you feel that way. She says, you deserve to feel how you made me feel. Like, honestly, I should just really F up your whole life. Like, honestly, I could do that in like 3 seconds. You're so worried about your mom, but you're treating me like shit. Why aren't you there for her? But you're treating me there. Wait, why aren't you there for her? But you're treating me like shit. Your mom would break down in goddamn pieces if she seen how you talked to me and treated me. Dom said, I'm not treating you like shit. All I've been doing is asking why you didn't tell me and telling you how you made me feel. Kenzie said, you're effing disgusting, and I can't believe I ever lost my virginity to you. Dom says, you're treating me like shit. She says, you're damn effing right. Dom says, you've only said mean things. She said, now you get to feel how you made me feel. You ruin everything good that comes into your life. You can't even prove to me that you're not a cheater because you know deep down that it's still in you and you will always be. And then he says, probably because I'm afraid it's just going to leave me like everything else in my life. No, it's not. He said, because I wasn't me then. She said, you are still that same person. He says, deep down, I'm the most caring person ever. She says, you will always be that person. Dom says, I'll never be that person again. Kenzie says, you're right. You're damn right because you treat people who gave the most like shit. Maybe if you were never that person again 2 years ago, things would have been different. You always like to change when it's too late. Dom said, Kenzie, I've been changing for years. I'm sorry you knew me then. She says, you can never change because you want to. You can never change just because you want to, and you want to make this relationship work and for me to feel good with you. You are not sorry. You are trying to manipulate me and lie to my face. You know you do not care. And saying that you care is not helping either. Anything that comes out of your mouth is a guaranteed lie. I do not know how even your own mother believes anything that comes out of your mouth. Like you're a straight liar, a pathological manipulator. Dom says, no, I care so much. Like we've been together almost 4 years. Why would I not care? Like I tried not to care so hard and I always ended up back with you till I realized I love you more than anyone in the world. I just can't believe this. Okay, we're going to stop there. Wow, we didn't even finish March yet. This is a long month. Okay, we're going to stop there till I realized I love you more than anyone in the world. We're stopping there because it has been almost 4 hours that I've been live. Hemo! These two don't do anything. I know. I know. She'll spend the majority of her time, I know, behind bars. These texts are very revealing. I feel like I totally can see why I got to the point that I got to. That was quite a bit. I know, I didn't realize we were live for that long. What date are we on? We're on almost the 15th. So we'll continue tomorrow. I do plan to cover Kenzie tomorrow and Sunday. So We're going to be covering a lot of cases tomorrow. Yeah. Imposters. You lasted forever and it seems we got nowhere. I know. I know. I miss you, Mo. Good to see you. I did. I did see that. And tomorrow we're covering a case that I have not covered here yet before. We're covering Kelsey Fitzsimmons' case. So if you're into it or want to learn about it, or you are already into it, come back tomorrow. We're going to start deep diving that. So I will definitely see you guys. Thank you, Melly. My brain hurts. I know. My brain hurts too. Yeah, there is. We're going to get into it. Thank you guys for being here. What month? We're still in March. We're still in March. We didn't even finish. I thought we would at least finish today. Anyways, yeah, she is. She's evil. Please make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Thank you for being here. It was a long night, almost 4 hours. Shout out to you guys. Please make sure you turn on your notifications. We will be live numerous times tomorrow. And we'll definitely try to finish tomorrow for sure. And again, shout out to all of you guys who sent super stickers and super chats. That is so amazing of you guys. And Elysia, thank you, Babelit, and Renee. Gypsy, thank you so much and Laura for all the cash apps. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. Thanks, Debbie. I'll see you tomorrow, Debbie. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. I better see you guys tomorrow. All right. Well, hit the like button on the way out. Good night, green-eyed Southern girl. Thank you for being here. And like I said, turn on your notifications so you don't miss any lives. And we have a couple cases to talk about this weekend. You're welcome, Nuggy. Thank you, Vanjie. Okay, have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Trying to run, the sense can ask for feedbacks, but you getting none. It's crime o'clock with Melly, let's have some fucking fun. Some try to hide away, so all they do is work. But nobody can hide when she gets a hold of that paperwork. So don't you dare come in here acting like a jerk. Dance might make her dance, but new court docs will make her wanna twerk.